Oh, it's loading. Hey!
What are you doing?
No, I feel like I should have had the video up for that. That was perfect. He did like I'm not suspecting anyone here today, and turned around and said, bro, that was perfect. I fucked it up. I should have you on screen for that. Bro, how you feeling? How's things?
I'm doing good.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah, man. What's been happening? How's work today? How's life?
Oh yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Good. I didn't fall asleep during lunch today. Did you see my tweet yesterday?
What? Wait, no. What was your tweet? Yeah, I think I might have.
I didn't actually fall asleep, but my Galaxy Watch.
Oh yeah. You know what? It's so funny. Why do you think that is? Like,
I don't know.
That's so weird. The technology isn't quite there yet. I was thinking about getting a Galaxy Watch. I mean, because like Apple Watch is right. Am I right? Like, it's actually. Can I just say, it's good to have a fucking Android fan on here for once. I feel like everyone that comes on this motherfucking podcast is an Apple fanboy, and it makes me sick to my stomach. So this is going to be a good one. All right, everyone, how's he sound? Does he sound bloody delicious, or do I need to turn him up a little bit?
Nice and delicious.
Ooh, what mic are you rocking? What mic is that?
It's expensive. It's Audio Technica AT2035.
2035?
It's an XLR one.
Oh, really? Wait, do you have the full mixer set up and everything?
Yeah, I've got audio interface, so that.
Oh my god, bro! I'm terrified of that shit.
And stuff. Yeah,
I would love to delve in to having like the full mic set up. Everyone's probably going to start going, "Oh, we can't see you guys," but I'm waiting to see what they say. Also, friggin' rich kids, I tell you. Wait, are you rich? Let's delve deeper. All right, he sounds good. You guys say he sounds good. All right, perfect. All right, we'll introduce him. We'll get him on. Everyone, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my guest for today, episode 11, by the way, very fucking hyped. Guest for today. Amodillo on the motherfucking podcast. Yeah, I still need no one has ever clapped with me. No one has ever clapped. I'm always by myself on that, and I feel alone. I feel cold. I feel afraid. I have so many emotions, and you walked me through it. You held me hand through that opening moment, and I feel like I need that. I feel like everyone take note. Take note. Yeah, Maddox is like, scene. I feel like people by now would know that I talked to the guests for like a year before I actually because I get to see you guys before. I like to have a little moment to just enjoy the face. You know what I mean? Actually, you know what's funny? Something I noticed about you, Ammo.
What's that?
I just muted my mic because I'm so excited. You switched recently. I don't know how long ago. You used to be on green screen, right? You used to fucking rock it. What was the change? I'm always fucking curious.
Well, I changed my room around, and I got this.
And you wanted to show it off.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on green screens? Because I don't hate them, but I definitely prefer to see someone's space. You know what I mean? It's always more inviting. Have you felt like that?
If you're focusing on gameplay, I reckon it's good to have one because it takes up less of the screen. But
so that's what people say.
Yeah, but I reckon it's nice to have a bit of stuff. Yeah,
it's like
relatable. Show off in the background. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because even like just then, like people were saying like, "Oh, Matt, look at your figurines behind it." And it just reminds me why I have. Yeah, I tried the green screen for a while there because my room is so fucking small, and I got like material from. Did you have a prop one? Did you just do? Well, I did like the shonky makeshift one.
No, I had the Elgato one.
You had the Elgato one. How'd that go? Because someone recently.
They're really good. They're really good, but they're a little bit small.
Yeah, because
you have to really cut your camera.
I'm super surprised that they haven't released like a bigger one, but maybe it's like the mechanism because, like, I saw a tweet recently where someone's Elgato green screen. I don't know how old it was, but yeah, they showed a photo and everything. It was like collapsed, like they just couldn't. It was like falling on one side. It would just fall randomly. And I thought, shit, man, like it's a bit of a shame, like because they have a good system there, like it's because no one wants a green screen up 24/7. That shit's just in the way. Like my one, okay, this was my rig. I had like all this green material from Spotlight, like a fuck ton of it, and I had it on. I bought like from Kmart, like these two like clothes rack things. I just threw it over the top of it. It had like clothes wraps, and I like stapled it. So it was like this, but I couldn't pack it away. So my room just was like literally this tight little studio where I couldn't move. Couldn't do it. It was boiling hot because I was like blocking all the airflow. And I thought, fuck green screens. But it was fun, like, because you see like people like Dr. Disrespect, and he fucks. Have you seen one of my favorite streamers at the moment? Have you seen Sushi Dragon?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god! I always I hope I can get him on the podcast one day. He's amazing, dude. He's an innovator. He's like taking like you've obviously seen Doctor Disrespect, and you see like his green screen scenes where he'll be like in the club or in his bed or near his waterbed and all that shit. He'll be dancing. This guy takes it to the next fucking level. He has like a whole bunch of keypads strapped to his arms, like wireless keypads, and while he's like dancing and shit, he'll just be like boof, boof, like changing scenes, switching shit up. It's fucking crazy, dude.
That
like
would
all
be
live.
insane.
It's insane, man. He's blowing up by the day. So if anyone hadn't checked out Sushi Dragon, definitely suss him out. Sushi Dragon's so good. He's working on like an IRL backpack, like a full computer that you can wear on your back, so he can do all that shit like out and about and stuff. I'm like, bro, my PC sounds like it's going to blow up, like being in a like cool environment. I can't imagine like outside trying to do all that shit. Did you ever like get amongst like all that stuff in green screen, or were you pretty like chill with it? Like, did you ever have like big ideas for green, or do you ever think of bringing it back?
I still have the green screen, so I can still use it, but I was thinking of making some scenes, but I haven't come up with many ideas for that yet.
It looks like you've got a bit of space in there. Like, are you like in a living room?
No, this used to be an office. Like, we used to work from home here, but turned it into a bedroom, so it's my bed.
Fuck yeah, that's where the magic happens. Yeah, boy. Okay, so here's the thing. You look like you got a fuck ton of space. Have you ever thought of doing like the camera you've got now with like the relatable background with the cool shit? I fucking love your background, by the way. But have you thought of then doing like, because I wanted to do like a separate green screen with a different camera, and so I could cut to it and do like crazy scenes. You know what I mean? Instead of always having a green screen behind. But I just don't have the space. You look like you've got like a full studio potential there, which is crazy.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, man. I reckon like delve in. People are getting creative as fuck. Like, that's the thing on Twitch, the competition of like the level of people are taking it lately is unreal. Like I said with Sushi Dragon, like I look at what he does. He runs it off like 4 PCs. Like, he has so much going on, dude. He has to have like 4 PCs run. I think it's 4. It's either 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And you're like, how the fuck do I compete with that? It's like, do you ever feel like have you ever thought of like ideas that you're going to spruce up? Like, what is like, do you have any like plans for like the future of like?
Yeah, I'm thinking of like, creating.
I mean, don't feel like you have to give them away, you know? Don't feel
thinking of making a character to be within the stream that comes along.
Man.
I mean, a lot of people do that, but I'm thinking of what I can do to make it a bit personalized
it's crazy. I've thought at times it'd be so awesome to be a character streamer. You see certain ones, but so often, right? Like, because you're talking more like have him just cameo on, like not always.
Cameo character.
Because it's funny, like so many people do the only person I really can think of that's ever stuck to a character and for years is Dr. Disrespect. Yeah, he keeps to that character like crazy. I feel like the only time I've seen him break it is when he had that little incident where he was crying on stream and everyone was like, what the fuck's going on? But it's like, I've seen so many people do the character, like they the whole channel's branded around it. Yeah. But then it's hard. Like I could imagine like for so many reasons, keeping that up 100%, because at times you feel like you couldn't be like overly relatable with your audience. Like you'd always have to be in that character, but it also just gearing up. Like I find it hard sometimes to just get ready for a stream like this, putting a hat on and some glasses and a headset. But it's like being a character. What kind of character are you thinking? Like a full on like. I mean, no, maybe you shouldn't say because maybe people will bite you. Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, maybe will bite your shit. But is it like some like full on like masks and shit?
I was thinking, probably a full on. I was thinking getting like a full on Adidas tracksuit and everything.
Oh, going like, on the. You know,
maybe like a mafia boss as well or something like that. I don't know.
You know what's funny about Adidas? Adidas is hilarious, dude. You can look like the sickest motherfucker in an Adidas tracksuit, or you can look like the oldest motherfucker wearing it. Have you ever noticed that? You notice like the little old. This is gonna sound racist. It's not meant to be, but the little old Asian men that walk around just full Adidas tracksuits. And you don't kind of go, that guy's repping like street culture. Whereas like a young guy I've just noticed it. It's like so many old people like fuck with like the Adidas. I think it's because old people just like to be comfortable as fuck. Yeah. You know what I mean? But man, Adidas goes like 2 different ways. Like I love it. Like I got my Adidas bag in the back. Okay, if you had to pick between Adidas or Nike, what would you pick if you're gonna have one?
Adidas. I reckon I've had, especially for soccer, the quality in Adidas is a lot better for me.
Oh, really?
For football.
So you're saying
I've had both pairs of boots, and Adidas is a lot better.
Yeah, right. So you're saying from an actual
from an actual sporting
point, which is what the brand is. Because I'm always like, yeah, street culture. But yeah, I forget that they actually make shit for sport. So you play a fair bit of sport, right? You're like a soccer buff. You love all that shit, like all the FIFA stuff and all that. Do you fuck with FIFA and all that anymore? Or you like?
I used to play FIFA like religiously. Like,
because
that's the only game I played.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, the last few years that game just makes me mad.
Really? That's your mad game.
Yeah, I've gone through a lot of controllers with that game.
Wait, have you really? Have you actually broken controllers on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is because I know like in most games like what triggers me like in a shooter when you die or like what is it that fucking gets you like red under the collar? Is it when someone scores a goal?
I swear the games are rigged.
Conspiracies.
There's a lot of people that reckon that the games just all of a sudden just switch ways and everything goes to the opponent. Like make a tackle, and then the ball would just bounce back to them randomly.
Is this like if you're versing the computer side? Or
no, this is online.
Versing real people.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the. I've noticed like there's certain racing games, right, that have like maybe more old school. I'm pretty sure old Mario Kart games have, maybe not. I know certain racing games that have like catch up assist or something like that. Do you reckon it's something like that? Do you reckon they do that because they want to have like they want you to feel like this is a big conspiracy, but imagine if they do slightly rig the games a little bit to give like some sort of weird edge for the person that's losing because they want you to get boiled up, so they want you to jump back in straight away and play again, and it always I don't know. I mean, Ando just said in the chat, said can confirm this is the case with FIFA. Ooh, we need to have some sort of documentary out of FIFA.
Especially, you could be winning by 2 goals in like the last minute of the game. You're still not comfortable. I've had people just score like 3 goals within a minute, just like that.
Is it very unusual to have like a landslide game where it's like completely like you?
If you have a landslide game, you just know that other person's shit. Like, I was
What's the deal with FIFA? Like, is it still popular? Do people still play it? I feel like I don't hear much about it anymore.
A lot of people have gone off of it. It's like the last few years, they're trying to make it super realistic now, and it's just not working.
Yeah. I mean, did they? So that's the thing that with what is it? The basketball game, 2K something, NBA 2K or whatever. That's not the same thing though, is it? No, that's made by 2K and FIFA's EA.
EA's FIFA. They do have a basketball game. They have NBA Live, I think it's called.
Okay, because that's the thing. Yeah. I'm pretty sure like the 2K NBA game, that's more popular in a way. I think. I seem to hear more about that one. And it's kind of like from what I've seen, they don't make it, they make it real, but they make it still fun and still kind of quirky in ways.
Yeah.
Like to still make it entertaining, but I feel like there is a degree where things get too fucking real. And it's like, bro, if I wanted to play something real, I'd go outside my house. You know what I mean? Like, we want games to be fun. I feel like that's the same with any game. When games get too real, and you're like, I had this kind of effect with, funny enough, Far Cry 5. No, I can't go outside and have explosions and people shooting at me, but thank fuck. But it's like, I felt like the world just felt a little bit too, like, I don't know. I was kind of like, oh yeah, like it's beautiful, but like I can go explore the real world. I don't know. It was a weird feeling because I felt like I shouldn't feel that way. But I feel like as games are able to get more real as time goes on, we're almost losing a bit of that charm.
Yeah.
Like I'd almost rather go back and play I'd probably play it and then be like, no, I changed my mind. But almost rather go and play like a soccer game if I was to play one, because I'm not a big fan, on like the Super Nintendo or the 64 or something. Because I feel like back then it'd feel more like just a fun, cheeky little game instead of like this big. That thing as well. I mean, do you fuck with you're like a competitive player for a lot of things?
Yeah.
Like you play Siege and do you play a lot of like battle royales?
I played a lot of PUBG when that first came out, and then I played it.
Right.
I used to just play pretty much PUBG and Rocket League, and then I'm not sure what it was, but I think it was when
Better Games came along.
When Fortnite came out, I went onto that a bit.
Yeah.
And then I think I played till season 2 on Fortnite, and then I got bored of that. And now I've just been like playing every battle royale that comes out for a little bit, and then it just gets stale.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I feel like every time a new battle royale comes out, I'm like, well, I thought I was over battle royales, but then I get back into it. But it's like it's not having that long-lasting effect on me anymore. It's kind of cool as well. Like you know about Stadia, right? Google Stadia, that streaming
sounds
service.
awesome.
It sounds really good. And they were talking about the potential with it, because of a lot of it is hosted on their side. They would be able to have battle royales that would have, like, instead of 100 players, it could have thousands. And I thought, holy shit, that might be the shake-up that I don't know, though, because those games would go forever. Like, you imagine 1,000, but at the same time, I love the idea. Like, I've always thought this. I love the idea, and it'd be very hard to make this happen because lobbies and also... But, like, a battle royale game where the rounds go for, like, a couple of hours, but they're, like, highly leaderboarded, you know, and highly competitive in a way. And it'd be so crazy. Like, can you imagine you spent, like, 2 hours, like, working through the map and avoiding people getting in gunfights and finding web, like really building that story up. And then most probably was me, I'd die. But like getting that, something shit. Like that would be the ultimate trigger game. Like fuck Sekiro. This would be like the one that people like hurling their controls across the room. But I'm thinking like, 1,000 people, that would be amazing. Like it's fun enough to win a game where there's 100 people, but can you imagine winning a game with 1,000 people? Holy fuck.
What they could do is like get 10 servers, the winner from each, or like this top so many, the servers like eventually keep mending together, and then you got like the winner of overall is like the winner of over 10 lobbies, so they're like a grand champion.
Oh man, that's a thing. They could totally do that.
Yeah,
that'd be really interesting. I mean, that's in a way like, I wonder how that would go. I mean, in a way, it's kind of like how it works anyway. I know it's not on separate servers, but because like really, you don't bump into everyone in the game. Because I was thinking like, but then you kind of like, you don't know, you might have a lobby full of scrubs and they might have a lobby full, but it would make it that at the very end, it's going to be the best of the best.
Yeah.
But the other thing with Stadia that I thought was fucking dope is that because it's all hosted on their end, there's no cheaters. It's like apparently impossible to have cheaters because no one can actually like change the code or anything in it. Because it's all essentially streamed from there. So I thought, fuck, man, the world is about to change with battle royales, and it kind of needs to. I feel like it's been out for, I mean, they've been around for a couple of years, but I feel like for me, they're already getting that little bit stale because they're the same thing over and over. So I'm hoping something comes out soon, because you're in the same boat as me, like where it's kind of like, you know, you try the new ones that come out. I mean, what did you think of Apex? Did you like get amongst it? Was there things you didn't like?
Apex, I really did like Apex. It's only recently that I started to stop playing it a bit now.
Yeah,
I used to play that as like my main game when it first came out and then I got into GTA RP again. And so I've started playing that.
Right.
And Rainbow Six is my shooter game that I play.
So I've got a question about Rainbow Six. They had an event recently, which I noticed. What was it? Like some rainbow event? Which looks fucking hilarious.
They released that on April Fool's Day.
Oh shit, I think it only ended like yesterday, right?
It went for a week.
Fuck. I should have jumped on, man. I feel like
it's fun.
Was it fun? What was it? Like it was just a lot of flamboyant, colourful characters.
So there's I'm not sure if you know the map, but there's a map called the Presidential Plane.
I know of it,
It's usually out on like a tarmac, this big plane. But this plane became a little toy plane in like a kid's room. And then all of the characters in the game, or the operators, are toys. So you're like these tiny little people running around.
Oh, I feel like I fucked up, dude. I should have played it. I didn't even watch any of it because I've been so busy with the podcasting. I feel like I fucking missed out. That sounds amazing. Because so you it was essentially like a bit of a Toy Story vibe. Like everything was scaled
very
up.
Very much. Yeah, and the hostage was like a fluffy bear.
I saw that. I saw a picture of that.
Same fluffy bear, and everything was pink and rainbow. And
I mean, it's so awesome because they'll have to bring that back at some point. Because to put all that effort, I don't know how much effort it would have been to do all that, but to put effort in like that for an 8-day event, and then just to say, all right, that's it, goodbye, and never have it again. I mean, it definitely got people's interest again, though. People were like, oh shit. Do you know any stats? Like, did it get more attention for it?
Mostly when we played it, we'd play it for like a couple of games, and then we'd go back to the normal mode. because on the like event mode, you could only use about 5 operators. It had it like limited. You couldn't use all.
Okay, and there's a fuck ton of operators as well. Yeah, so it would get a little bit stale, but the novelty of it is pretty awesome. I feel like I was talking to who was I talking? I probably talked to Red and Aussie Tex about this, but it's like these online games, whether they're like free to play or you have to pay to play, they really need to keep them fresh. Like that is like like that's the thing with Apex. They brought that out and it just got stale for me so quick. And it's like even with the battle pass, apparently the battle pass isn't all that exciting. They really need to be doing stuff like that event where they have something a little bit different. Just keep everyone on their toes a bit, because like as consumers, especially in 2019, we're so conditioned to just be like, all right, I'm bored, on to the next thing. Like as soon as something new and shiny comes along, people just fucking switch it up.
I think it's the maps of battle royales that make it a bit stale as well. You're just playing the same thing, and most people will drop in the same spot every game. It's just
that's
the same
true. I mean, but that's where Fortnite's done so well, because they've kept it the same map. They haven't brought any new maps out. Unlike even PUBG brought a new map out. I know the Call of Duty Blackout recently brought a new map out, I think Alcatraz, which no one seems to care about. And I could imagine Apex doing another map. I don't think they'll switch their map up, but Fortnite switches their map up like crazy so often, and it keeps it fresh. They're constantly changing. And it's funny because I would have, like, back in the first like kind of seasons of Fortnite, when they started changing maps, whenever they did the first map change, I was kind of like, oh no, like, you know what I mean? I've gotten used to them. I like it. I was excited, but I was also like, no, like we'll never see the map as it was again. But now we're so used to them switching it up, and it keeps it exciting.
Definitely.
And honestly, I just don't get why other game devs don't kind of take a page from the book and go, well, this clearly is working for them. We should fucking do the same thing. Like, it's obvious.
That's what I like about Rainbow Six. Like, no game is the same. You constantly got different strategies. You're versing different people that have different strategies. Pretty much every match, you're on a different map. You got a different operator. You can switch it up.
Is that true, though? You reckon it really changes that much from round to round?
Oh, not really much from round to round. From maybe the match when it changes a map. Yeah. Because you do defend different rooms each round as well. So you're not defending the same room over and over again.
Oh, that is true. So yeah. So it mixes it up enough. Yeah. It's not like, and you're not guaranteed. You can't get complacent. That's what I find with like battle royales. It's very easy to get complacent as fuck. You like drop the same places, use the same guns every time, and it might be a little bit the same with Rainbow Six, where you pick the same operator. I mean, do you usually stick to the same operator, or do you like switch it up? Like, what's kind of the norm for it?
I have about like 3 or 4 like defenders and 3 or 4 attackers. Right. I just switch through.
Yeah, I think I kind of had like 2 when I played it that I switched between. Do you get a lot of like fucking haters? A lot of angry people, angry boys?
Because casuals can get quite toxic on Rainbow Six.
Wait, you reckon the casuals get toxic?
Yeah, well, you can get people that just either if you're playing with a random team, they can team kill, they can talk shit the whole game. But
right.
More with ranked, your team is fine. They all work together, but the other team can be toxic.
Yeah, because I had speaking of team killing, I have a confession to make. When I play, I felt so bad, dude. This is why I struggle with team-based games. I struggle with like being so worried about fucking it up for my team, being like the reason that I fucked up. I was just playing like autofill for casual play, and I saw one of my teammates, and I just freaked out, dude. I panicked. So I thought he was on the other team. So I just fucking shot him dead. Like, but he was like, oh, this fucker just shot me, just killed me. Yeah. And I felt really bad about it, and I apologized like instantly. Hey, HK, thanks for the donut, man. He says, sorry, I'll be back. Going to go make a rise. Ooh, enjoy it, by the way, because that shit is... Rise doesn't exist. Like,
yeah, HK keeps trying to make fun of me for Rise because Rise went out of business.
They did.
You can't buy it anymore. He has like 200 packs still, and I wanted a Rise. He goes, oh, I'll just go make a Rise because he knows I can't.
You don't have any left?
No, but I do have Quantum now, thanks to my dad, Red Ops.
Oh, Quantum. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? I haven't had it. What do you think of it? Is it good?
I actually like it better than Rise. The flavor is like, it's like an orange juice kind of flavor.
Really? Yeah. Is it like fizzy? Because it's like a tablet, right?
No.
It's like, oh, it's not.
It's not fizzy at all, no.
Man, was Rise fizzy? I always imagine they're like kind of a little bit fizzy.
Yeah, Rise was like a bit gassy. So if you put it like in a shaker bottle and shaked it up, when you
like
popped
really
it would
like-
make a massive pop noise.
Really,
So
I wonder
it was quite a bit fizzy and more gassy. That.
Yeah. So okay, here's the thing. I know we kind of jumped on this straight away. You're a bit of a fit boy, right? You like to work out and stay fit. Unlike me.
I used to.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure
I haven't been to the gym.
I'm pretty sure I read on something, probably your fucking Twitter or saying, it said something like fitness or something. I was like, okay, he's into fitness. That's something I know nothing about. But like with with energy drinks like that,
Yeah.
do you reckon they're like? I mean, okay, so you probably went to the gym, worked out back in the day, you know, like
Yeah.
Did you ever do like pre-workouts and shit?
I did do pre-workout for a bit, and then I don't know. It started to make me feel a bit sick when I took it, so I stopped taking it.
Sick in what way?
I don't know. Just like it's not very easy on the stomach. It's a
Really?
bit gassy and stuff. I reckon, yeah.
I
So
mean,
mainly I just went on to protein powder after I finished the workout.
yeah.
That's the main thing I did then. Yeah.
Because like I've always wondered what the difference between like a gym kind of focused pre-workout, like for, you know, fit boys and girls. I always wonder what the difference is, right, to like a gaming energy beverage like Rise or like what's that fucking one everyone talks about? My mind's drawn a blank. G Fuel.
Yeah.
It's like, what really is the difference between, and obviously Quantum as well, but what's the difference between these fucking energy drinks?
I think the G Fuel ones do have sugar. I'm not sure if they do.
I think so. I think
these ones have like no sugar.
I think someone recently said on stream, someone said they had sugar and then someone said that they didn't have sugar. So yeah, I'm not too sure. If anyone knows, let us know. But I have this weird suspicion that it's just marketing. Do you reckon all energy powders and drinks and whatnot, I mean, like, surely they've got probably different properties and whatnot. But when it comes down to it, surely it's marketing a little bit, right? Like, what makes a gaming energy drink gaming? Like, I'm not saying it in like a negative way. I'm just skeptical. Like, not even skeptical, just curious. Because surely you could take... Okay, surely you could take pre-workout because it G's you up, yeah? Gets you like it gets you like focused, and like because you know, G's you up. It makes you kind of like, it gives you the energy.
Yeah.
And isn't that the same as what like G Fuel does? Like it kind of gives you like it focuses you, like it kind of gives you energy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is basically the same thing.
I'd be very curious to like look up like the ingredients and all the stuff and see how much they differ, because it's clever, dude. Like, they really market it at games. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I think it's important that they market it at like they have a certain mark instead of being like, this is energy for just daily shit. And everyone's like, well, is it good for my daily shit that I'm doing? Like, I like to do this activity. Would it be good for me? So it's good that they market it at that. But I've always just thought that. I'm like, wonder what the difference is to pre-workouts and to like gaming energy. Like, it is kind of funny. Do you ever worry that like, and I don't know if you're aiming for like a code from Quantum, so I don't know if there's like a topic that, but do you ever worry like having stuff like energy, like pre-workouts and stuff? I never had any. I never did the pre-workout stuff, only because I was always worried that I'd like end up reliant on it, and then I'd like be kind of like, if I didn't have any, or if I ever wanted to stop taking it, I'd feel like I was more exhausted before a workout than if I had never taken it before. Do you ever like feel like that with like even gaming energy drinks and stuff, like with Rise and stuff? Do you ever feel like when you don't take it, like you don't perform in the world of gaming like any worse or better? You know what I mean?
I don't think it even really affects the gaming at all. I just take it because it's, I don't know, tastes nice.
Oh, that's a Quantum. Get this man a sponsorship. Get this. I mean, they're doing the Lord's work. They're going around like sponsoring a few people. Would you like ever be like down for it if they came to you and was like, hey, want a sponsorship for Quantum? Would you like you take it? Yeah, you're loving it.
Definitely.
Yeah, fuck all right. Pass it on, Quantum. Get this man. But yeah, man, they're picking up where Rise left off. Yo, there we go. Yeah, you got a little bit of front. Must buy Quantum. Must buy. My brain is just all of a sudden got this weird urge to buy some fucking Quantum. Oh, that's a fucking... Lexi just came and said, Pepsi is gross, Coke is better. Do you fuck with soft drinks? I know I talk about Reddit.
I like both.
You like both?
Yeah. I drink... It depends where I go. They do taste different. I used to like mainly drink Coke, but then when KFC started to get Pepsi as their main cola drink...
Isn't it fucking funny?
That's when I went on the Pepsi.
Why do you think like KFC does Pepsi over Coke? Do you reckon it's cheaper for them? Because surely
I think Pepsi just sponsors it or something. They must get a bonus from Pepsi.
There must be something, yeah. I mean, if you had to open, okay, so you're being a dirty fence sitter on the Coke, the cola brand wars here. If you opened up a restaurant and you can only pick one to have in your restaurant, what do you have?
I'd put Coke in there.
We got it out of him.
We got it out of him. I think it's more popular.
More popular, yeah. That's true. I'd put LA Ice in all my restaurants, just on tap.
Okay. Just make it a hipster restaurant as well.
No, just I'd go Audi. I'd go Audi brand cola. I'd go the cheapest cola you can get, and just fucking I'd change the world one cola at a time. Have you ever tried that fucking Soda Stream shit? You know how they got that?
Oh no.
You never tried it?
I haven't tried.
It's like the soda water and you put the flavors in, bro. It's amazing. I actually so my mum bought me one of those Soda Stream contraptions where you put like you fill it up with water. And you plug it in, and you got this can of air shit. I don't know what it is, but you press the thing, and it puts the bubbles in the water. It carbonates the water essentially.
Yeah.
And then you put the bottles of the carbonated water in your fridge, and then you just, whenever you feel like a drink, you just put in like a shake or something. I can't remember. And then you have like little syrupy things like flavors and stuff. You pour it in, you mix it up. But we had this like weird outbreak of these fucking I think they're called weevils in our house, right? This is fucking terrifying for me because I don't know how you handle like creepy crawlies and slimy things, but I'm terrified of them. And basically what it is, it's like these little tiny worms, like these little fucking like really microscopic worms, and they're usually kind of like lay eggs in like flour and shit. This might be like freaky for anyone listening. It was terrifying, but they like laid eggs in our like flour, and then it just spread. So our house had all these little worms all through it, but they went through all our food and everything. And even though I know they're not in my Soda Stream machine, I can't fucking bring myself to use it anymore. And it sucks. I want to use it, but I'm like, no, they're probably hiding out and they're waiting for me to use it. That's what they want. I'm weird, bro. I don't know. That shit terrifies me. Like, have you ever had something like that happen? Like a fucking outbreak in your house? It's the worst, dude. Like,
I've had ants come through the house.
Ants are nothing, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I get spiders in my room all the time.
Have you not had when like huntsmen lay eggs? Back in my old house,
yeah, there was some on my door yesterday. Some eggs like on the door. They got like these little stem things of eggs on them.
Oh my god, it's literally a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare, dude. I remember back when I lived at home, my sister went out for like a day or something. Came home, and that night she just had all these baby huntsmen, all that like tiny little motherfuckers, all over her ceiling. It was like a horror scene for me. Like going in there, all these like fucking little huntsmans. God, something about that, man, terrifies the shit out of me. I don't know what it is. I'm a fucking little bitch. I need to ball up. I need to ball up, dude. I wanted to talk to you mostly today about your YouTube, by the way, because you were like, I'm guessing it was before Twitch. You've been on Twitch for like a year, yeah? Like around a year.
Yeah, around a year. Probably like a year, a few days ago, I'd say.
Fuck yeah, yeah. So that's the thing, because I just only kind of noticed that your 1 year anniversary was around now. And I was like, well, perfect time to have him on. It's like the 1 year celebration. But you were doing YouTube like a fair bit before that, right?
Yeah, I was doing YouTube for like a few years before that. I had a few different channels. I don't know if the old ones are still up.
Oh, because the one I saw had FIFA. It had a couple of vlogs, which I want to fucking delve into because I tried vlogs for a while as well. And hey, I love the bleach blonde hair, by the way. I saw the bleach. I was like, God damn, you look so different. It's amazing how hair just changes the look of a person. How is having bleach blonde hair? Like, I don't know. Is that a weird question? I thought of doing it like a few times.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder what it'd be like to bleach blonde my hair. Like, people say, you can go to his YouTube and check out his vlogs. I mean,
I always wanted to do it. I was like, I had no video ideas. fuck it, I'll do it for a video.
Oh, you did it for a video?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see it done for the video. I just saw you have it in one of the videos. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, that's a different Amodillo. Can I say as well, do I say your name right? Amodillo? Like, the way I say it, it's kind of segmented. You say it for me. Can you say it for me?
Oh, I've never really said my name much before.
Really?
I actually never really say it.
Bullshit. You never say your own name.
No.
Okay.
I've never really needed to.
All right. Well, this is you know. But wait, you don't ever say to people like, "Hey, Amodillo here, just checking in," or like, "Hey, follow me on my socials, Amodillo at Twitter, baby." You know what I mean? Like, do you never have like, come on, say the name. It's like someone that's got like a catch.
Amodillo.
Oh, you do? Okay, good. Okay, you say it exactly like I'm saying. Because part of me was like, I hope I'm saying it right. I'm curious about the name though, because like, obviously you've got like a bit of a fondness for armadillos, which no fucking hate for. I love armadillos myself, fucking adorable. Where'd the name come from? Names are hard to come up with as well, and it's a
play
name.
on words. My name's actually a play on words. It's a mix between my last name and armadillo.
Really? You know what? You know what's funny about that? I always thought that your name, Amodillo, was like ammo, like what you put into a fucking gun. Because it was like, you're playing first-person shooters. I'm like, oh yeah, Amodillo, I get it. So I was way off. Oh shit.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with that.
Has anyone ever hit you with that concept of your name, or am I the first? Now I feel like an idiot. I feel stupid.
I've had people for short write ammo with 2 M's, like the word ammo.
Yeah, but I reckon they think it. I reckon they think. See, it works though, because you play a lot of shooters. I feel like
when I was playing R6 the other night, I had some guy just in the random voice chat
I saw the video.
There's an R in Armadillo.
He thought you were a dunce, dude. It's funny when people do that. You see in like comments, and people almost don't get the joke, so they kind of like say something in regards to what someone said, but that not realizing that what was said was a joke, and they're trying to be smart, but then in a roundabout way, it makes them look stupider. Do you ever you see that? Like, that's how the internet is, though. It's like people trying to outdo each other with like their intelligence. But so often it like backfires. I love it. I love a good backfire.
A lot of dumb people on the internet.
A lot of dumb people, dude. Hey, I'm one of them. So with your YouTube, like what I was most interested about, dude, because I fucking try to get amongst it. The vlogs. You did a couple of vlogs.
Yeah, I did a few, but then I realized it's hard to keep up because
it is.
I hardly leave the house, so there was not much to vlog.
It's so hard.
I mainly vlogged events that I went to. That's mainly what I did.
Because
I did a few going to like abandoned places.
That's what I'm going to ask you about. I want to delve deep on that in a hot minute. I want to delve deep because I wanted to do something like that for a fuck ton of time. Is that even a sentence? I've wanted to do that for a fuck ton of time, but like a hell of a long time. I've gone, oh yeah, it'd be sick to go like explore abandoned places. Let's fucking jump. Let's just jump in. Yeah.
The issue with going to abandoned places like that is most of them you're not even allowed to go there. Like the power station that I went to, they've now got security there. If you go there, security will stop you, call the police and everything.
Why do you reckon it is that they're so like it's an abandoned place?
Yeah,
I get it. No one really owns it, I guess, in a way. I mean, maybe they do, and they just
apparently someone still owns that power station. Like it's private property, but they're not doing anything there. They were gonna like demolish it and develop it, but I don't think anything's. Yeah,
it's really weird. There's a lot. There's so many abandoned places. You wonder how the fuck that. I get that they kind of most probably have gone bankrupt and they couldn't afford it, and it's easier just to leave it. You know, instead like I don't know. Then why would you not like sell it? It's very odd. I always find it very fucking odd, like how things come to be like that, because people are always looking to make money.
Yeah.
So it's like, why the fuck would no one claim that and try and sell it? Land is like a commodity, you know.
Especially a power station like that. That's a lot of land.
Yeah.
Like, surely they could develop the hell out of that place.
I always wonder maybe if it's like that. It's too much of an effort. Like people go, fuck it, we could just buy like a pre-existing like building that would work perfect for our needs, or if they just there's like land that already is just a blank canvas, because they would have to pay essentially then to like knock that shit down, and it could be like dangerous with asbestos. It could be have still, you know, live wires, probably not, but so you went to this abandoned asylum, right, in Newcastle.
In the asylum, that one was the scariest one.
Yeah,
because that place used to be. That's where they kept the criminally insane.
Oh shit!
The most messed up people in
because
that area.
I've heard of that place, right? I've definitely fucking heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could go. First of all, do you actually believe in like the paranormal? Because that fucking changes the whole. You know what I mean? Like if you have like a slight belief in that stuff, it would change the whole dynamic of going to a place like that. Because if you don't really believe, then you'd go there and just be like, oh yeah, this is cool. But you wouldn't really like. When you went there? Did you have any feeling that there could be something there, or was it very?
There was not really like weird feeling until like just before we left. We actually left in a hurry. Because
I saw.
We don't know what the hell it was, but there was like. It looked like eyes in the distance. I'm not sure if it was a reflection of something or a light or something like that, but it looked like eyes. And then just disappeared, and I shit myself.
But it probably was an animal, yeah. It was probably like
it could have been an animal. So that's even more scary. I don't know what kind of fucking animal it was.
So it's funny. So I delved a little bit. I don't know. I might have been on the comments on your video, but you got a fair few comments on that video, and people
there was a really weird one.
People said they went there and they went down below. Which you didn't go down into.
I didn't see a below section, so I don't know where that.
Well, there was that hole in the ground. There was like a hole. Or something.
Yeah, that might have been it.
They said they went down below, and there was 2 people I think in the comments that said that they saw like, wait, am I getting this wrong? They saw like a pentagram on the wall or some shit or something like that, and they saw like a like something like a ghost or something moving around it. And it's always kind of like when you see 2 people, like when it's one person, you go, oh, okay, mate, like get off the pills. But when 2 people are saying it, you're like, holy shit. Like, you didn't feel anything there? Like,
no, not really. I was just mostly, we're just trying not to like fall through a hole in the ground or something. That's the most thing that we were scared of.
The thing after someone brought up a good point as well, like the asbestos, because that's just scary than fucking ghosts. Did you guys know it had asbestos there? Like,
no, I didn't. I did not know that.
Do you like do you worry about it after? Because that's just, I'm not saying you should be worried about it. That's just saying I would, because I'm a fucking. I have phobias of everything at this point.
Yeah.
I'd be freaking out that I've breathed it in, I'm going to die. Like, did you have any, like, worry about that, like, after? Like, when you saw that?
Not really. There's not much I can do about it if there was there. And we didn't smash anything that would have caused...
I guess so.
Like,
I don't know.
Dust particles and stuff to come. Yeah,
like, because asbestos is terrifying as fuck. Not to scare you. It's so dangerous. You only need to breathe one little fiber and you die. But, like, anywhere that I see that, even if I see a sign that says asbestos, demolition in progress, like in a very secure, like there's a place in Sydney that's being demolished at the moment. They've got like signs that says, and I'm terrified. I feel like I just instantly want to get away from it, and I don't know what it is, but I just feel like saying about it. It seems like this, like it's the sort of thing if it wasn't real, it'd make for a great movie. This fucking like microscopic dust that you only have to breathe in once. And it kills you. Well, I mean, it could potentially, like, it puts holes in. Like, can you imagine? It's like that fucking movie where, what was it, The Happening? And it was the fucking wind or some shit. It was a trees. Yeah. Oh, sorry for spoilers, actually. Spoiler alert. Block your ears again. You've already... But it was the fucking trees. Did you see that movie?
I haven't seen it, no.
Really? Oh.
You ruined it for me. No point watching it now.
Great movie, by the way. But yeah, it was like... It was pretty dumb. But it was just like, okay, spoiler. Shit. I hate spoiling shit, but I thought it's been around for a long damn time. It's a great movie though. But people start going crazy, and it's like because of the trees and the wind. It's like the trees are getting revenge on people. I don't.
It's a bit like Bird Box, how it's like you see the stuff.
You know what?
The wind a bit and
a little bit. It's actually a little bit like Bird Box, which is fucking weird. Bird Box was more like. Wasn't it more like there was something like that you just couldn't see? It was more like there was like some sort of presence or something.
They never explained what the hell it was.
I know.
It really annoys me.
Spoiler alert again. That movie ended a little bit abrupt, and I was kind of disappointed, to be honest. I wanted so much more from that. I feel like movies are getting too complacent in that way, where they do fucking end so suddenly, and you're like, how do you not think that people were going to be like, well, fuck this movie? Like, it's so weird. Like, they had this great idea. The movie was compelling as fuck. And then it gets to the end and it's kind of like, well, nothing was solved.
Yeah.
Heaps of people fucking died. and maybe one or two people fucking survived, and good on them, and there's no resolve. And it's like, well, then, like, what's the takeaway on this? Like, what's there to be like?
Yeah.
Like, cool, man. Like, it's like writers are getting just too lazy these days. They don't want to. They don't want to fucking. It's like they just don't want to. I don't know. I'm finding as well with TV shows. That's what turned me off. Lost. Did you ever watch Lost?
I watched a bit of it. My mum used to love that show as well.
Yeah, I watched. Yeah. Okay, I only watched like the first season and a half. And then someone told me that the writers were essentially they didn't even have an ending for it yet, and a lot of the stuff that they'll implement, a lot of the weird shit that was happening on the island, maybe they had like an overall ending of it already kind of in their mind, but a lot of the shit that they had like a weird hatch that appeared, I believe, that no one knew what it was about. They had this weird creature that was knocking down trees that no one knew. A whole bunch of weird stuff was going on, but then it came out that the writers didn't have plans for those yet, and this could just be a fake article, but I heard from a few sources that they didn't have plans of yet what they wanted to do with it. And
that really explains the ending of that show.
Yeah, well, I know. I ended up getting lazy and just being like, I'm never going to watch this shit. I'm just going to fucking look it up. And I saw the ending and it was a bit like, okay. That essentially, I believe, is like what people class as the lazy man's filmmaking. When they end it.
I remember in like school when you like have to write stories and stuff.
Yeah.
If you ended a story with that,
spoiler alert, when it's like pretty much like, oh, and they were dead the whole time, or it
was just a dream.
Oh yeah, they did that, and then they woke up. It's kind of like it's lazy storytelling. And it's kind of like how the fuck when you know that you've got so many people watching your fucking show, and they're hanging on it. They're like, yeah, what's the twist? Like as like a whole collective of people that have come together to make this show happen, how can you get to the end and feel like you're not going to piss people off by going, and like, I mean, it was that they were dead, right? They were fucking dead.
Yeah, I think they were dead the whole time. They died in the plane crash.
Yeah, they're pretty much in like a purgatory or some shit. And it's like, what the fuck? Then it makes it like, well, then everything that happened in that show was just a complete waste of time. Like it was like it just meant nothing. And it's I find it crazy, dude. I find it fucking crazy that any show would have the cojones to fuck their viewers over like that.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I think the best movies that are out at the moment is the movies that Jordan Peele's making. Every one of his movies are so in depth.
Like, okay, give me a couple of movies. What is it?
He made Get Out. He made
shit!
Black Klansman movie, and the movie that just came out, Us, new horror one.
Oh shit! Oh, I want to see that so bad, man.
It is good.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. It's good.
Man, I love a good horror movie. Are you into horror? You know all that horror shit?
Yeah. Recently, I got into it. I used to be terrified of that shit. I never would watch horror movie. But now I like them. One of my favorite movies is It. Have you seen it?
It's great. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Yeah, great movie. Weird name. I've never seen the original though. I never saw the OG.
Nah, neither.
I don't know if it'd really hold up. I kind of feel like it'd be interesting to go back and watch it and see if it was scary. I feel like the Clown Parade looks probably a little bit outdated now or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Did it actually freak you out in any way, or was it?
There was one scene that was I was a bit like, whoa, what the fuck? Okay, well, the rest of it I was fine.
What scene are we talking? Spoilers.
It was when he turned in like the massive spider thing in the house and was like,
oh fuck, yeah.
That was a bit messed
Any
up.
time where they're like shaking their head like crazy and running towards someone, because there's like I think in the basement, he fucking goes and runs to it. It's like holy fuck, stuff like that. There's a movie that one scene freaks me the fuck out, and I wish I could remember. It's that movie. Okay, this is gonna have a few spoilers in this fucking podcast. I can already tell. I'll let you know when the spoilers are. I'll let you. Can you just stop listening if you don't like spoilers, and I'll let you know when the spoilers are over. And I'm like, wait a minute, how the fuck will they know? Because they won't be able to hear me. But no, there's a movie. I fucking wish I could remember. It's a great movie, so I wish I could remember the name. But it's about two kids. Oh man, I won't spoil this. I'll just tell the part that freaked me out, but I won't spoil it. The twist is one of the best fucking twists. Oh man, it's the movie where the kids go to visit their grandparents.
The Visit, I think it's called.
The Visit.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I remember the trailer for it.
The twist in that movie is
the grandparents are like crazy and all that, and
a little bit,
and
a little bit. Well, it's like you don't know. Yeah, the trailer will try and make it out to look a certain way,
Yeah.
100% watch the shit out of that. It's so worth it, man. Especially if no one's spoiled it yet. But there's one scene where the kids are like playing hide and seek under the house, under the grandparents' house. And all of a sudden, like you see, like I think the sister's a little bit older than the young boy, her brother. And they're fucking don't say anything. Don't say anything, Aussie. No spoilers. But I don't actually know if that was no, I don't think that was it. I don't think that's the twist. Anyway, but basically they're playing hide and seek under the house. I think they're playing like a Marco Polo kind of thing, like where they're like Marco Polo and they're trying to find each other. I think one of them's like kind of not looking, and all of a sudden they find them. Like one of them finds, the brother finds the sister or whatever. But then you see in the background this like shadow like crawling like really fast behind, like
oh yeah. And
there's this fucking scene where all of a sudden the grandma is on all fours just going like running after them, like this fucking old lady under the house, like on all fours just fucking crawling. The kids are freaking out, like running from her, like, and they bust out from the house. And then the grandma just comes out and goes, well, that was a bit of fun, wasn't it? And it was like she was just playing the whole time. But she's fucking like demonic in that like that scene freaked me the fuck out.
I think I've seen a snippet of that bit in one of the trailers.
Oh, dude. Old people in like non-old people situations scare the shit out of me. You know what I mean? Like,
I think in horror movies, if they're an old person or they're like a child, they're the scariest.
Oh, dude, yeah. When
it's like if you're either end,
that's a
terrifying.
Good fucking point. When do you ever see really like very rarely do you see someone that's like a teenager or a young adult as the position of the horror-y, if that's a word. Like, you know what I mean? Always, it's like it's the person that's always the main character of the movie is like a younger, like a teen, like early adult kind of. Why is that? Is it because a lot of those kind of, it's like that's the demographic of what would maybe go see those kind of movies, and they're kind of playing into that because they want to have the most relatability, so it's more scary. I've never fucking thought of that. How often is like the protagonist in a horror movie like a fucking old as fuck person? Like barely ever.
I think that
they're the ones doing the scaring, dude.
They're
the ones doing the scaring. Oh my god. It always is. It's always old people. I don't know if it's because they're fucking close to death or something. Holy shit. And I guess young kids they're straight out of the fucking womb. I don't know. I've never really thought about that. That's like something to ponder. But yeah, man. So you went to this fucking. So you don't have like. Okay. When it comes to like supernatural shit, or like paranormal, you don't believe in any of that shit.
Oh. I don't know. Like I haven't really had an experience.
Really?
That's been super scary.
You've never had anything like you've never had anything that's kind of like. Because that's what I thought. I thought, oh, he's got to have some stories about getting like some paranormal shit because he went to this abandoned asylum. Yeah. I bet something's fucked with him. But really, like, you've never had anything like even slightly. That's like
not that I can think of, really. No, it's just mainly just things that have scared me at going to those places. But it's been explained by something else, like the thing at the mental hospital could have been an animal or something. And then when we were at the power station,
what was the power station
shut itself. But we think there was a homeless person living in there.
See, that's the thing.
What we think.
So that's my biggest, more so than paranormal. I'm always worried about the idea of going to like abandoned places, getting shanked by a homeless dude. Like, is that ever a concern? Like, you wouldn't go by yourself because you're just going.
I was in a group of people when I went.
Yeah, I mean, do you reckon that's ever happened? Do you reckon someone's ever been, surely not killed, but like, surely people have been attacked going into places like that. Surely there's been some altercations, like some pretty bad shit. I mean, you couldn't imagine it wouldn't happen because that is like the perfect place for squatters. Not so much if then security are roaming the place, but a lot of these abandoned places, they don't have any real security from what I can gather until they become really popular. But you can imagine there'd be so many people. Like I've watched quite a few like abandoned like exploration videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever seen one of them where they come across like someone sketchy. Which is weird. I find that always weird because I'm like, how? How do you not come across people living in there?
I think it would be the perfect place for someone that's homeless to not be disturbed.
Yeah, 100%.
Stay in there.
it's like
make it their home.
These massive places. How is there not like at least one person you've bumped into? It's like really weird because there's some people that obviously make like a YouTube career out of it. Was that like a plan? Were you ever thinking like, oh, like were you thinking about doing like more abandoned exploration and stuff like that? Like, is that like a goal?
There was more I was thinking of doing, but there's not really many around me that I could go to that are like.
Yeah, and what's like
I don't really know many.
Yeah, because they keep them on the down low, huh? Like, yeah. I know you can kind of like semi-search for them, but they're definitely not like, they don't just give you the fucking address for it. Like, you kind of have to know. You have to be in the loop. It's like this weird little circle of people that know where certain places are and they abandon them. But it's like, because they don't want people going and like trashing them, I guess, you know?
Yeah. And then you also got the issue that you could get charged with trespassing and stuff like that.
That's true. And I guess if they're promoting it, it could come back at them that they're promoting the address and they could get in trouble for it. Yeah, it's like one of those anonymous kind of things. Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about doing the abandoned building exploration, but man, something about it, because I do believe a little bit. Like, I don't think I do the mental asylum. It was actually really interesting seeing your walkthrough of it, because I always imagined it different though. I always imagined it being like a lot more closed off, because it was very like, it was so dilapidated that it didn't have like a roof or anything. It was like
most of it was like ruins. And
so
stuff.
It was almost like it was just outdoors. Because whenever people have said about it, because I've heard about that one quite a bit, I always imagine like you walk in, it's like corridors, there's like buzzing like lights going, you know what I mean? And there's like,
if it was indoors, I would be terrified.
Well, that's what I mean.
Because
like,
there's nowhere to run.
Exactly.
You like, when it's open, you can get away quicker.
I mean, would you explore one of those kind of closed-in mental asylums? Would that change your view on it? Would you be like,
I would be terrified.
Oh man,
I don't know. It would be. It's cool doing it. It gives you like an adrenaline kind of surge, I think. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it would be scary. I'd definitely have to do it in a group of people.
Oh yeah. Can you? Okay. Well, I was going to say saying what would it take for you to do it by yourself? Like, you know, take a camera down. Like, okay, say there's like an asylum, not like the one you went to, but like the ones we're thinking. Like, have you played Outlast?
Yeah.
Like, imagine that building, but without the obvious creepy people already being there.
Yeah.
But something very esque of that. What would it take for you to like? Would you do it for money? Like, what would be your price to go in by yourself and spend a night there? Oh, that's a good one. What? How? Okay. Would you for? I love these. Would you for $100? No, I'm just kidding. Would you for $1,000? I'm just gonna say I'm lowballing you hard, dude. For $1,000, would you stay the night in an abandoned asylum by yourself?
Probably not. No. That's
okay.
By myself would just be too scary.
All right, I'm gonna step it up a little bit. $100,000.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Really? I would do it too. How could you not?
Yeah.
But like, fuck, can you imagine a night? Like,
I just wouldn't sleep. I would not go to sleep.
Fuck no. You'd wake up dead. If that's possible. But yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I couldn't imagine having to do it. But man, it's crazy what we do for money. It's crazy like what... It's funny because you could easily say, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that ever. But then someone's like, hey, here's $100,000. And you're like, sign me up. I'm down there. It's almost like, what would we not do for $100,000?
In that situation, if I was getting $100,000, I would have money on me in there. So if anyone tried to attack me, I'd pay him off to let me live.
Yeah, but yes and no. I mean, that's a good strategy. I like where your head's at. They might kill you and take the money though. Because it's like they could take the money by force if they want it. Yeah. Oh man, 100,000. The things I would do. The things I'd put in my mouth for 100. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Getting into yesterday's podcast.
Honestly though, yesterday's was saucy as fuck. We went down.
I had to like stop watching for a minute because I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Do you work around a lot of people? Like, I don't know.
No, it's just my dad and my brother.
Okay, because I used to work landscape maintenance. I used to listen to a lot of podcasts while working, and I'd listen to like all the comedy ones, and I'd start pissing myself like while I'm there mowing the lawn, And I look like a crazy person. So I'd be like, like laughing as I'm all, and people, like, I know people looking at me. I can't help it. So I'd have to turn it off. I have to just fucking I had that with, I had that too, like the worst case of couldn't contain my laughter. It was to the point of embarrassment in front of too many people while working. Was a podcast called My Dad Wrote a Porno. Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, dude, it's so funny. It's crazy. Basically, I don't know how real it's got to be real, but these three people, two guys and a girl sit down every week, and one of the guys, his dad wrote a pornographic novel, which is weird.
Yeah.
So they sit down
weird.
once a week to read a chapter every week and dissect it. So they'll read it, but it's his fucking dad's fucking dirty thoughts in book form. Yeah. And it's so funny because they're reading it, but it's so overly descriptive in ways, but not in ways you'd imagine. Oh man, I was laughing so hard. It's like anything sexual, I can't help myself already.
Yeah.
I'll piss myself. Someone can say penis, and I'll probably like be laughing for the next hour. But like,
yeah,
but something like that. I mean, you're lucky you're working with just like people you know. The worst thing is, I don't know. It's a real thing though. It's funny. No, no. You know what? Fuck this. I don't want to hit my desk for the audio listeners, but I'm doing the hitting my desk because. What makes it weird to laugh in public? Like, if we see someone laughing in public, like, what's our first reaction? I mean, I usually kind of go, oh, yeah, they're probably, like, listening to something. But a lot of time people I always imagine that people are looking at me thinking I'm crazy.
Yeah, like, why is he laughing?
But it's like, why is laughing in public seen like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I guess it's just weird because they're not hearing what you're hearing, so they have no idea what you could be laughing at.
Yeah, it's funny. We're so like standoffish these days in society that it's like we struggle to like. I mean, with like fucking AirPods and everything these days, you never know what someone's got in their ears. You know what I mean? But it's like, I would be worried. Here's a stupid thought. My stupid thought of the day. I would be worried. Say I'd think of a funny thing a friend said or something, and I'd be walking down the street and I'd start laughing. There's people around. I'd kind of just like smile because I think, oh, that was heaps funny. When he said penis, or something like that. Like, and I'll start laughing, but I'll be like, oh, I've got to stop I've got to stop smiling. It'll look weird. Like,
and then it makes it harder. I laugh at the fact that I'm laughing, and then it just goes on forever.
Worst situations to be in. Worst fucking situations to be in. When you're at like an event, say like a funeral. Okay, maybe not a funeral, but you're at like an event where you're not supposed to laugh, but you're there with someone that you get along with quite well and you usually have a good joke with, and they'll look at you and you'll be like. And you look back at them like, oh, you won't even say anything, but you'll start laughing. But them laughing makes you laugh and makes them laugh more. And it just goes, and we call it, me and my friends thing, we call it a laugh circle. Because once you're in it, you're fucked. You can't,
I used to get in trouble for that at school.
Oh, at school all the time.
I had this one mate, he could make us any face, I'd laugh.
Oh, yeah, my friend was the same. Okay, here's a bad story. Please don't judge me. So, okay, we're watching, I believe it was Schindler's List, which is a movie about, I think it was a German guy. God, my history's terrible. Basically about during the era of the Nazis and the Jews fucking being held in concentration camps. Not funny one bit. Actually very sad. We watched it at school. A lot of people in class were crying. But me and my friend just were not really interested. We were kids. We didn't care. So we just were playing with like this like rubber band ball that he brought from school. And he was like wrapping it around like the leg of the desk somehow and going, and it was clearly like in sight, but he'd be like, like doing these ones, like, I don't know where to go. But he wasn't saying anything. And it's the stupidest thing. Wasn't even funny, but I was starting to piss myself. I was laughing, but I was like trying to contain it. I was like, like holding it in, but then he started laughing and he kept doing like, and then he pulled away and put in his pencil case and be like, I don't know where it is. And it was the dumbest, it was not even funny, but it was funny. Yeah. So we're like wetting ourselves up the back of the classroom while there's this Holocaust scene going on the TV. People in our classroom are crying. We didn't even know anything was on the TV. We weren't even paying attention. But we got so many death stares and somehow we didn't get in trouble, which was the weirdest thing. Because I think the teacher got it. She knew what a laugh circle was. She was like, those boys, I understand. Sometimes you just can't help a good laugh. But But I don't know, sometimes it's like when you're not supposed to laugh, that's what fucks you up the most. Like in situations where you shouldn't be laughing. Have you ever had someone come to you? Okay, I'm a culprit of this and it's terrible. Have you ever had someone come to you and tell you something really awful that's happened to them, and you somehow, okay, I'm going to be an asshole here, and it's involuntary, but your first reaction is to smile? Have you ever had that happen, or am I just a piece of shit?
I haven't done that, but I have my cousin, like,
he
if
does
someone's
that?
hurt or anything, they laugh.
Yeah, see, I don't get that. That's different. Like, because I always, when I'm watching like Fail Army and stuff, and you hear the guys like laughing themselves like stupid after someone's pretty much almost died, and they'll be like, "Oh, Jimmy just killed himself." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Why are you laughing?" My first reaction would be up and be like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Which maybe doesn't make for fun viewing, but it's like, I don't know. I found in certain situations, someone would tell me something really tragic, and I don't know. I'm like horrified. Not really. I don't know. I can't even think of an instance, but I'll almost like start smiling, and it's involuntary. I don't know what it is, and it's horrible because I'm like, oh no. But
I think it's because you just don't know how to.
I'll be like, oh no, and it would just be like, I'm smiling right now. Stop it, Matt. This looks bad, and it would be the worst thing, and no one would ever pull me up on it. It's weird how our brains like process shit like that. Maybe it's just how we process things.
Yeah, I think it would just be you don't know how you should react to something like that, or what to even say.
I mean, it's kind of interesting though, because then you think to like Logan Paul. Yeah, that's right. I said his name. But that
demonetized.
Yeah, I know, right? That forest incident, which was like terrible, and he was laughing and joking about it, but then he blamed it on the fact that that's how he deals with things.
Yeah.
And I half get it. But at the same time, he was like, he was too much. Like, he was a little bit too extra about it. But at the same time, I'm not trying to take the heat off him one bit. That motherfucker. But it's, in a weird way, I kind of get it because our brains sometimes fucking do not know how to handle things that we're not used to. And we're just like, okay. Like, I don't know. It's funny. We're just not in control of our brains like we sometimes think we are. I don't know. It trips me out. Like, I worry about stuff like that. It's like, what if that ever got me in like a real fucking shitty situation like Logan Paul? I know it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, he chose to upload that. That's the thing. He chose to.
The problem was the upload. I don't think the real problem, the way he handled it. I think more the problem was the fact that he did it.
Yeah, all his friends might have been like, if they just been a situation that happened with his friends and he was kind of acting like that, his friends might have been like, all right, chill, dude. But they might have been like, oh, that's how he's dealing with it. He's obviously freaking out a little bit inside. But then he turned it into a form of entertainment. I think that's where, I think it's that understanding of like, if your brain is kind of tripping out a little bit and you're kind of processing something that's just happened or something bad, and it's not coming out, it's not outwardly coming out the way you would hope it would come out of your like emotion to it, it'd be the weirdest thing then to film it and then turn it into a form of entertainment and upload it. So that's probably the weird part. That's probably the part he fucked up on. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, dude. It's one of those things. All right, well, I was hoping you'd have some paranormal shit for me, being a fucking urban explorer, but I actually want to fucking delve because I fucking see it right there, dude. You have that big ass VR. Oh no, I was gonna say VR. But the
VR.
No, but what's going on the tat? What's the tat? Is that your only one?
It's the only one I've got. It's an Assassin's Creed.
Oh my, it is.
Yeah.
It was like a magic eye for a second, and my eyes were like, what am I looking at? Not that it looks bad, but weirdly enough, I fucking for a second I'm like, wait. And I was like, yeah, it is. It's a particular character?
It's Ezio from Assassin's Creed 2 and
You must be a fucking
Revelations.
huge fan to get it tattooed on you.
Yeah, that was like one of the first games I ever played on my Xbox, and
really,
I loved that series. I had got most of the games. Yeah.
Do you still play it today?
No, not so much today. I've grown out of story games, but I do want to play some of the newer ones because I haven't got around to playing them yet.
Okay, so with the tat, so you've got obviously because it's fond and whatnot, and I kind of can get that because same with me with Final Fantasy. I played some of the early Final Fantasies, and now the ones they're bringing out now aren't they don't hit me as hard, or they don't interest me as much. And I could get that because I very happily still if I had to get a tat and it had to be a Final Fantasy, I'd be like, oh, okay, sure, because it's nostalgic to me and it's got meaning and whatnot. It doesn't matter, I guess, if the ones that come out now are as much of a thing to me. But I mean, is it something that you kind of go, oh yeah, like I still stand by my tat? Or have you ever thought like, oh, like I don't play it anymore? Like, is it a thing or?
No, I just wanted to get a game that was like one of my favorite games. And that was one of my favorite games. I learned like a lot of history from that game. I know a lot of it's fantasy and stuff, but it has a lot of history in there.
Is it? And it's like accurate? Because I've never actually thought about it. I've only played like 1/4 of Assassin's Creed Origins. I think that's the Egypt one.
Yeah, that's one of the newer ones.
Because I really like the Egyptian kind of architecture and culture and whatnot. Culture, is that the word? Like the history behind it? So that one kind of like, I was like, all right, well, now's the time to jump in. But I always kind of go, oh, I wonder how like accurate this history is between Assassin's Creed. Like, is it pretty like accurate? Like, do they actually do the like full on research? Like, that'd have to be to some degree, right?
They're like the stuff that happens in those times is very accurate. The stuff like how things were back then and people that were, like in one of them, you're friends with Da Vinci, so he like creates weapons for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He creates weapons. Do you reckon he did that like back?
Yeah, back in that he used to invent weapons and invent like flying suits and stuff. In the game he makes you a flying suit, and he actually used to make them back.
Wait, you reckon he made a flying suit back in the day? Like what? Like a wingsuit thing?
Yeah.
Really? Do you reckon it fucking worked? How many people died having to try his shit? Surely there was a couple of casualties in like the trial and error of that. Yeah. Like, how did he die? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know.
Da Vinci, probably fucking flying suit.
Like probably,
probably wasn't during a painting session. I'm saying, because like I mean, he was the guy that painted like the Sistine Chapel and shit, right?
Yeah.
Like I had no idea. The Mona Lisa. Oh, Mona Lisa. Yeah.
Is that him?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't fucking know now. Shit. I gotta catch up with my history. Yeah, because that's kind of wild. I never really thought about the history behind it. It's good, I think, when like entertainment has like that little bit of something you can get out of it that you learn. Like, without feeling like you're learning, though. Yeah. Like, I hate learning, dude. But when it's, like, subliminally, like, fed into my brain, I love it. And that's the best part about, like, watching shows and stuff. But I guess it's, like, working out what's, like, fiction and what's, you know, science fiction, what's non-fiction. Wait, is that non-fiction? Science fiction? Yeah. And it's, like, I don't know. Like, I love a good documentary. Like, do you fuck with documentaries? Is that like saying you get?
Yeah, I like a lot of the ones that are on Netflix at the moment. Like,
yeah, Netflix is like pushing some solid.
They're doing well. Yeah.
One that's not on Netflix, actually, one of my favorite documentaries of all time. Have you ever seen one called Exit Through the Gift Shop?
No.
Oh man, if anyone ever gets a chance to watch it, I'm surprised it hasn't rotated on Netflix ever. It's clever. You know Banksy, the artist. Speaking of artists. You know Banksy, street art? He goes around... Wait, you better say you don't know Banksy? Wait, you don't know Banksy?
I don't think so. Well...
The cultural phenomenon that is Banksy? Really?
No, what's he do?
You've never heard of him? I'm surprised, because he's been in the news plenty of times. He's a street artist, I believe, from the States. Obviously, you don't know a lot about him, because some of the shit that he does is somewhat criminal. Wait, what? What, you don't know Banksy and stuff? It was like, oof. Yeah, that's Yeah, chat, blow it up. I'm a little bit
uncultured.
Yeah, shame him. Shame this man.
Shame.
If you're one of our beautiful listeners and haven't heard of Banksy, please call in and let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Make Ammo feel kind of normal. That's crazy. Yeah, Banksy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the most recent one, like Aussie Sasquatch said, he did. So he started off quite humble beginnings, a lot of street art, but very, very, what would be the word? Like, a lot of it has political meanings behind it. He's very clever. It's not just graffiti. Like, it's not just your random. A lot of his stuff is pushing a point, but in a very clever way that gets a lot of attention. He's one of the best marketers, I would say, that's ever existed. He gets noticed, but his artwork, in some places, cities actually preserve his graffiti. They actually make sure they preserve it. Whereas most cities, what would they do? They'd be like, "Fuck this guy, let's find him and fine him." Yeah. But his work now, he's been around for so long. He's done so much stuff. that his artworks sell for millions, I believe. So the most recent thing he did, he had a painting that he had made, right, and he framed it and everything. And it was made that essentially if anyone ever was to sell it, he had a remote control that could trigger it from anywhere, and it would shred the painting immediately. So built into the fucking frame was a shredder. So someone bought it at auction for what, like $1 million or something fucking crazy amount?
I think I actually saw that. Yeah,
that was Banksy, dude, and he shredded it. He fucking shredded it the minute they were like sold, and it went. Nyeh. Like the guy's a genius. It's insane. But on top of that, years ago, it would have been like over a decade ago now, this amazing fucking masterpiece documentary. So clever. It's essentially following. It's meant to be essentially that this guy was shooting a documentary of Banksy. Banksy let this guy come along and document the kind of stuff because he was going to make a documentary. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything about it. It's just go watch it. Yep. But the best takeaway from it is it shows how ridiculous the art world is. That people will put a price on something, a value on something that literally has no worth. There's a point in that movie where one of the guys in that movie, not Banksy, he's in a wheelchair. He's just got paint. He's got multiple like identical prints, the same thing, right? The same print. And he just would go along with like a paintbrush and just be throwing paint at it, just doing these ones. Plus I was pushing on a wheelchair, just bam, bam. That shit was selling for thousands, hundreds of thousands, I'm pretty sure, at art auctions. Like, because he marketed it. He marketed it so well to the point that people felt like there was some sort of value in this art that he was making. But he was actually also copying a lot of artists and just recreating it. Everything is worth something. And that's the thing. It's value is what we make it. Value is determined by demand. So as soon as you can create enough demand, think of Supreme. You know the clothing brand Supreme?
Yeah.
Like, they are smart. They started as a humble fucking skateboard clothing brand, and they're on the money.
How did they become so expensive?
Because supply drives demand. So essentially, they only released minimal, and everyone's biting that marketing kind of plan now. What's the word for that? There's a word for it. But
exclusive?
Well, yeah, it's exclusive as fuck. But essentially that method of selling things. A lot of up and coming streetwear labels, they'll do the same thing. Actually, Nadeshot. You know Nadeshot? He's got 100 Thieves, which is an esports organization, but also a clothing brand. He does the exact same thing, and you see it work. Yeah, economics, bitch. Not the word I was thinking of though. I was thinking a fucking word, but my brain wasn't working. But yeah, he does the same thing, and it works because he's already got like essentially the platform to market it. Yeah. But whenever he's put stuff up, and God, I've been a victim of it. I haven't bought anything yet, but I've stayed up almost to the early morning thinking, oh man, will I buy this expensive hoodie that he's got on set? Like, because I knew it'd sell out. And he doesn't re-release. So what he does, he says a time that he'll release it, very limited quantities, but the price of the garments, if you will, are fucking expensive. Like, not as crazy as Supreme, but starting slow, but a couple of hundred, I believe, or at least like close to 200 for like a hoodie or something. And that's pretty American. But yeah, they'll sell out like immediately, like within probably like 20 minutes or some shit. So people go, shit, that sold out crazy quick. So when he releases the next shit, everyone's like, fuck man, I want to be one of the only people repping this shit, because I'm going to be the only, like, there's not going to be many of us. There's going to be like a small amount of people rocking this shit. I want to people want to be different, you know, in today's day. Everyone wants to be different. So imagine you release this hype clothing brand and only a few people are going to have this one item per release. So they can sell it at a high price because the demand is there, but they cause the demand by having low supply. It's fucking insane. It's
that's what they trick our brains. Did with Yeezy. Like Yeezy, the first ones, they sell for thousands. Like
exactly. And that's...
Yeah, now they've actually started doing bigger releases though, and they're like
they're a lot
worth around retail price now.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing. It was smart marketing. I feel like at this point now, they got what they needed out of it. They got that supply demand hype at the start. People talking about it. People going crazy trying to get the stuff. It built up the hype. Yeah. Now he doesn't need the hype. Now they can just sell it like normal, but they're still considered this cultural kind of phenomenon of shoe, which is crazy. And it's the same with like the Supreme movement. It's funny though, because everyone I see ever wearing Supreme, no hate, but all like, if you ever watch like Hype Beast videos on YouTube, God, the kids that wear Supreme, I don't like to use the word cringy, but oh my God, dude, I struggle to sit through those videos. It's almost like these kids rely on the fact that they're wearing an exclusive, expensive brand to mask the lack of personality. It's weird. It's like we're kind of relying on like, hey, as long as we're covered in this expensive drip, then personality shouldn't matter, man. Like, people will just love me because I'm wearing. But I find it's like the opposite. I get turned off seeing people wearing stuff like that, more just because of the mindset behind it, and also the fact that it's a bit of a sheep kind of mentality. It makes those people like those people get played. Like here's my thought on it. This has always been my thought, but for something like Supreme, I feel like people that buy that shit for crazy amounts of money, they're suckers. Like, they get sucked into a culture that's been made to lure them in. Like, essentially, the people that make Supreme are laughing all the way to the bank. They're not like, oh man, like, I honestly believe they're sitting back going, what kind of really minimal shit can we make that we can bump the price up knowing that people are going to pay it, and we'll laugh, because they know people will pay it at this point. But
it's like the t-shirts that they sell with Supreme, like, it's just plain white t-shirts with a logo,
and they sell for like $1,000.
Yeah, and they're not even like better quality than any other.
So what's the thought on that? It's like, surely we can't be like going, yeah, dude, you spent like $1,000 on a shirt. Fuck yeah, bro, you absolutely apply. You know what I mean? Like, no fucking way. Like, most people that I saw a guy, another streamer, and he was wearing a hat, and I think he's bought it for like a couple $100. A fucking baseball hat like this.
Yeah.
I think he's bought it for like a couple $100. And as soon as someone in his chat, I remember, he's not a massive streamer, but someone in his chat said, hey, is that a such and such hat? I'd never heard of the brand. And he's like, oh, why, yes, it is. And they're like, why the fuck would you spend that much money on a hat? And it was like a real awkward transaction of conversation, because all of a sudden the streamer was kind of like, well, you know, I just had a bit of extra cash. Like, I wouldn't usually spend that much on a piece of clothing. And like, yeah, bro, that's stupid. Why would you spend that much? They went in on him. And it's like, I really don't know. I can't imagine in mainstream society, you're going to get a lot of respect, which is probably what they think they get, from like shilling out that much fucking money on a t-shirt or a hat. Like, it just comes across as desperate.
I don't understand the clothing bit, but I do understand the shoe market a bit with that, like, because a lot of the shoes, they do look like they have their own special look. You can't really get any shoes that look like it.
I think shoes have had like a bit of a history, right? Shoes have had like a real long-term history. Like, sneaker culture is definitely a thing. I actually collected, I've got like 20 or so high tops in my wardrobe. From Adidas to Nike to Supra, whole bunch of high tops. I should probably sell them. I never look at them, never wear them. Most of them never been worn. And that was when I had like expendable cash. And some of those shoes were up to like $300 a pair, which in today's day and age, fucking not that much money when it comes to shoes. But nowadays I kind of go, yeah, I kind of get it. It's like collecting, right? It's like collecting of any type. I get the shoe kind of market in a way. I feel like they've got more collectability. You can show them off a bit better. You can display them. They've got a real, but then you go, yeah. How can I say shoe culture and spending like $1,000+ on shoes is any more acceptable? Look, I'm not hating on anyone that does it. You're like, I have my opinions on you if you spend like $1,000 on a t-shirt, because I fucking feel like you're getting played. But yeah, how can I say shoe culture is acceptable in that way, but then like clothing culture isn't, because it's all wearables? But then you could say
Yeah, I know.
like
It's
wearing rings worth like a couple of $100K, a couple of $100,000 wearing rings. It's like the rarity of the diamonds, I guess, or whatever materials used. That's what drives the value of jewelry up. But then you kind of go, well, what's driving the price of clothes up when they're using the exact same materials? Let's be real.
Yeah.
They're probably made in the same fucking sweatshops as like the $20 shoes you get from Target. Okay, let's be real. Probably not. But but at the same time, there's like a level of society that we've got to kind of step back and go, holy fuck. Are we just suckers at this point? Like, are we getting played? Like, I think you're allowed to enjoy whatever you want. Like, 100%. I would never tell someone like, oh, you can't. But I wouldn't even say it to their face, which might sound weak. I wouldn't rain on someone's parade to their face when they're going, look at my new shirt. I'd probably go, hey, that's awesome, dude. Looks cool. Look good in it. But deep down, I'd be like, man. And then I'd have my views elsewhere, and I wouldn't name names, though. I would never put someone down for it face to face. That might sound shitty, but I feel like if they've paid it, why are you going to put them down for it? You know what I mean? But at the same time, the overall view on it is the fact that we just fucking go in on this shit. We get sucked into this culture of we need it. We need this stuff to look cool or to be accepted or fit. Like, what do you think it is? What do you think people
It's
are
just
paying?
smart marketing, I think.
But what do you think on the buyer's end, the consumer's end? What do you think draws a kid to spend fucking $1,000 on a shirt?
I think just to get it. Oh, they probably it would just be because they think people will look at them and go, "Oh wow, they've got that."
Exactly. So
they're better than me or something.
Exactly.
Like
so one, it's got to be. It's flexing. It's like fucking.
it's
flexing.
just flexing.
But at the same time, like, how often is flexing perceived in a positive light? If someone's flexing on you, do you ever look at them and go, "You're right. This motherfucker is cooler than me. Respect." Like, no one's going to respect you because you're fucking clothes. Like, that's not how you gain respect. And it's almost like, are we getting, is the youth of today getting skewed? Like,
I think you don't get respect from a normal person that isn't involved in that, but people that are involved in that culture and buy that stuff would respect other people.
That's true. Good point. Good fucking point. So, I mean, they have their own subculture of, you know, that is true. So, I mean, that's the thing. They're perpetuating because they were like, oh, bro, sick drip. You know, the funny thing is, on top of that, dude, I look at what they're fucking wearing and I usually go, wow, dude, you look like you're ready for bed. Like, it looks like pajamas and shit.
Ugly
I watched one the other day, a video the other day, and it was like dressing up in $100,000 worth of drip. And I was like, okay, this is going to be good. And I watched him fucking throw in as many, like, Supreme pieces of clothing, and at the end of it, he's like, yeah, bro, wearing like $100K of drip on my body, you know what I mean? Like, look at the fit, check the fit. I'm thinking, bro, I look more trendy when I'm about to hop into bed. Like, what the fuck? You look terrible. You look like Bozo the Clown with your baggy pants that don't fit. Like, it's just, I don't understand it. But it's like, it doesn't matter if it looks good. Fashion confuses me.
It's like the uglier it is, the more it's worth.
The more fashionable or worth.
Yeah, the more fashionable.
Yeah, because you see runways and they're wearing like a garbage bag and everyone's like, like, you know what I mean? And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this shit? Who's gonna buy this? Who are they selling this to? And that garbage bag probably sold for $1 million. Like, it's fucking insane.
It's ridiculous.
I don't get it, dude. The culture. I love looking good to a degree. But it seems like I like wearing clothes that I think make me look good. I like streetwear, but God, it teeters, man. It fucking teeters on a real fine line where you can look clean and fresh to just looking ready for bed. And then on top of that, I think a lot of time I see people wearing like shirts that are like $20. I'm like, bro, where'd you get that fucking shirt?
Yeah.
But it's like man, I'm gonna pick me up one of those. And on top of that, I feel like most of the time when I buy a more expensive shirt, I'm more disappointed with it. Maybe because I expect more out because of the price. Yeah. As opposed to when I bought really cheap shirts, I'm going, holy fuck, this fit's amazing. This is great. You know what I mean? Have you ever had that? Like, when you get like a really expensive shirt and then you never wear it because you're like, fuck this shirt's terrible. But you buy cheap shit and it's like, wow, this is actually a dope ass shirt. Like, this shit was cheap.
Had that, yeah.
I want to talk about segues right now into another line of clothing and items. Your fucking merch line, because I know you're wearing it right there. Yeah, the Amodillo brand, and you got a new like I think it was like a sub emote or something, but it's like it's not, that looks dope as fuck. I don't know who made that for you, but that's looks really good. It's like fresh.
Yeah, that one was made by someone called Thea. He does a lot of graphics for people in the Den community.
Bro, it looks really good. Pass it on, man. Hopefully he hears that, because I think it looked awesome. He did a really good job with it. But so I was looking at like, obviously, so you use Streamlabs to like sell, because I haven't delved into the world of like my own clothing line yet, or like selling clothes to, you know, bring in a bit of extra money for the stream and to help drive it and whatnot. With Streamlabs, I mean, how easy is it to get amongst it? Like,
it's super easy to set up. They have like, all you really need to do is upload an image and you just place it wherever you want on the item and then save it, and then that's an item that they print.
Is that easy?
You don't hold any stock or anything.
And I'm guessing it's just like by demand. Like if someone ordered it, they just print it.
If they order it, they print it and send it. I've got it set up that I don't actually get any money from it. So I get $0 for it. Okay, I just set it up so other people can buy it if they want to advertise or represent the stream.
I guess that's it. Yeah. Wait, you're like opposite end of the spectrum to Supreme. You're like, anyone can have it, and it's I don't make a dollar out of it. Like, whereas they're like fucking making probably like, I mean, they're selling a shirt for like $1,000. They're probably making like $999 profit on it, because the shirt was probably like $1 to make. Mad flex, but it's okay. Here's the fun part. You've got like cushions and shit that you can have with it. What's the weirdest thing they sell? Because they sell some like, hey, nothing wrong with that. I think go for it.
They sell a canvas. So a canvas with your print on it.
So I don't know. Is that weirder than a cushion? Because like some people might
socks.
Like socks are kind of normal. Yeah. I mean, man, maybe I need to delve in.
I reckon a pillow with just your face on it.
Oh my god! Could you do that? Would they allow?
Yeah.
Like,
just upload your face and they'll print it.
I might need to start getting to work, because here's the thing: starting up a clothing brand is hard. You kind of get the idea. Like, so what was the process? Did you always kind of go, yeah, fuck it, I'm just going to use Streamlabs, or did you originally kind of think of other ways to do it, or was it obvious to Streamlabs?
Well, Streamlabs recently, that only came out like 6 months ago or something like that. Okay. Streamlabs started doing this merch, and I'm like, oh, it's easy, I may as well do it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, because I've seen a few people with it now, and they've got like coffee mugs and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so how much? Okay, so if I was to buy a shirt right now, how much would a shirt cost me from your?
I think it's fairly cheap. I think it's like $16 to $20 for a t-shirt.
That's not too bad. All right, so here's the question, right? So if you started saying you wanted a certain amount of profit on top, like, because obviously you're saying, so that would just add on to the cost of the shirt. Is that right?
Yeah, so there's a base price, which you make no money, and you just set the to whatever you want. So you can make as much profit or as little profit as you want.
And then, so wait, when you say as much profit, could you, what's the limit? I think
there's a cap. I think it would be like...
It's like, could someone just fucking like boost it to 1,000? Like...
I haven't tried, but I think there might be like 100 or so for a t-shirt. You could set the max to.
Yeah, there'd have to be a limit. Because that's the thing. It goes to show. Someone sets their t-shirts to 100, right? But really, the t-shirts are all the same. Yeah. It's just the print. So, full circle, marketing is hilarious. Because really, most shirts are the same. They're mostly made in the same kind of place, with the same kind of material. But we value we put the value on a shirt depending on what the brand is on the shirt. But it's like, why do our brains do that? Like, we could wear... It's funny. I mean, I know we want to rep certain things, but it's at a point where you're like, man, the value literally is in the person buying the product, I guess.
Yeah.
But God, I don't know. I bought some expensive shirts in my time. I think I probably bought a shirt for like $70 back in the day when I had expendable cash. Yeah. But I have to admit, I'm an ambassador for. Please don't unambassador me. I'm an ambassador for a clothing brand. I won't say who they are right now, because I don't want to fucking look. Their prices have gone up considerably a lot recently. from when I started buying their clothes, which I love their shit. They have the best skinny jeans. They have great shirts. I love it. Love the brand. And since I became an ambassador like maybe a couple of months back. And then recently their newest drops, their prices have gone through like their stuff was a little bit, it was like very well priced because they're still quite a new brand. But then all of a sudden, bam, their shirts are like $75. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it might not be UK. I think that is in Australian dollars. But I'm like, shit, man, their shirts already were like close to 50. I struggle to see the value in any clothing at that point, like a shirt. Because I don't know. I have this fear that I just might be a bit of a sucker if I pay that much for a shirt. You know what I mean? It's almost like protecting yourself. Like it's almost like you don't want to be an idiot. You want to make the right decisions in life. One, so you don't die, but also, you know, your brain tells you, hey, make the right decision. So you say you live longer, but also make the right decisions so people don't think you're an idiot. And I just feel like at that point, it's like you don't want people. I mean, no one can judge. Like if you, but I think if you're paying that much, right? If you're paying that much for a shirt, you probably want people to notice. You want people to notice how good you look. You want people to notice how much money you spend on the shirt in a way, because you could buy a shirt that probably looks similar for a lot cheaper. You could buy a knockoff of a lot of shirts if you really want it. Probably no one would know the difference. I can't tell.
Especially Supreme. You could buy a knockoff Supreme.
Oh, bro, I would have no fucking clue what's real and what's not when it comes to Supreme. Yeah. So yeah, actually, it's funny. The Casey Neistat did exactly that. Do you know Casey Neistat, the vlogger? Yeah, he did the thing where he bought it was like a fucking little Chinese market or something. He bought a fake Supreme bag for like $10, might be 20. But obviously that bag would have, if it was a real Supreme bag, would have been like a couple of thousand probably. Oh, probably would have been 10,000, 20,000. Let's be real. Carry all your fucking golden ingots. What are they called? Your fucking couple of bands in there, bit of. This drives me crazy, dude. It's so expensive. Just carry your gold bars around. But he, for one whole video, he traveled around he caught a plane, went somewhere, very Casey Neistat of him. But he was fucking getting the bag, and he was clearly showing him like throwing it non-stop. Like he was just kicking around. When he got into a taxi, you'd see him just peg it into the taxi across the thing. He was like kicking it across the floor. People got triggered as fuck. How dare you treat Supreme like that? People can't can't afford Supreme. You should show it some respect. All this shit. To the point where I don't even know, because I think at the end of the video even, but people got triggered before they even watched the end. Because I think it was at the end. It might have been a different video, but I think it was at the end. But it was a fake Supreme bag, and he's like, it's fake. He's like, but everyone got triggered over the fact that he was, you know, treating this cultural iconic brand so disgustingly. And it's like, why the fuck do we get so triggered? Like, it's like Supreme is okay. I'm gonna make a controversial statement. My controversial statement of the day, because I always make at least one. I think Supreme is a cult. Supreme is a cult. It has cultish tendencies. It really does. A cult. Yeah. It's like brainwashing, using marketing. Marketing is brainwashing. You can't avoid that. That is the honest truth.
So that's how you got your followers. You brainwashed them into your cult.
Of course, bro. As if that was not the case. No, 100%. I mean, any form of marketing is you trying to brainwash people. Otherwise, you wouldn't have any marketing. It's true. It's you can't avoid it. The world is full of brainwashing, and Supreme is one of the biggest cases of that, because any brand that's had the power to twist the minds of people to think that a shirt is worth that much. I know I keep harping on shirts, and let's delve deeper. Any brand that fucking can twist the brains of people to think that a brick with the word Supreme on it, a fucking brick with the word Supreme on it, is worth any sort of money, worth more than what a brick would. Because you know that's the thing, right? They sell
I've not seen the brick. No,
the Supreme brick. They have bricks that have Supreme on it. They have what is it? The money gun. They have hammers.
Oh yeah.
They're fucking hammers.
Yeah, I've seen the hammer.
Crowbars. And this shit sells for fucking ridiculous amounts, I'm pretty sure. I mean, look, you guys can tell me if like they're not selling for
Can you
what.
imagine going to a building site and rocking up with a Supreme hammer?
Oh my god, and actually using it, and people
Yeah,
going,
using it.
"What is he doing? A cultural icon." Yeah, it's like, but it's like, at that point, are they trolling? Are they trolling? When you
I
release
reckon,
a brick,
the people at Supreme would be laughing that people
they're
are buying.
trolling. 100%. That is an obvious troll. Yet still, no one that loves Supreme goes, are they starting to take the piss by like releasing this shit?
Yeah.
But they go, oh well, I need it for my collection, so I'm going to spend the money on it. I'm going to buy this brick for a ridiculous amount because it says Supreme on it. Like, it's brainwashing. You can't say it isn't.
Talking about that, what do you think about Apple?
Oh, Apple's
Apple do
terrible, dude. Apple is anyone that wears a fucking turtleneck on stage to sell their product. Bro, that is cultish activity. Look, Apple in a lot of ways, I don't know. I think a lot of what they've done is, their marketing has been clever in a lot of ways. I think them locking a lot of people into their Apple infrastructure,
Yeah.
or ecosystem as they call it, that's something that's. Someone said make a house out of Supreme bricks. Oh, ultimate flex, by the way. Can you imagine? You make your house out of Supreme bricks using the Supreme hammers and shit to like knock it into place. You're there building your fucking house with the Supreme tools, with Supreme bricks. They probably have fucking Supreme cement, however the fuck that works. Like, oh my god. Can you imagine? How has no one done this? Fuck, bro. That's hilarious. Thanks, Salty Lemon, for that one. But yeah, Apple... God, it's like, it's hard to blame them when everyone else does it and they just obviously did it right. But I think my problem with Apple is that they are still managing to sell products when the innovation isn't there anymore. The innovation isn't there, yet they're still bumping the prices up more and more. And I just think, why are people so averse to switching to Android? Like, they've got people that will stand up for Apple so like animately. I mean, it's the same as people standing up for Android. There's always going to be the two sides. But I do find it very odd that with the lack of innovations lately coming out from Apple, that people aren't starting to go, well, I'm seeing, Android and a lot of Android phone brands are doing so much. Dozer said Apple decides their shitty business better. I think that might be it. I think once Steve Jobs left, I think Steve Jobs did do a lot of great for that company. I think once he departed, unfortunately, it just went downhill. I think he ran a pretty tight ship there. But here's the thing. You have to start questioning their integrity and how much they respect and I've talked about this recently on the podcast, but you have to start questioning how much they respect their consumers when they potentially will let someone buy an iMac for close to $30,000.
Yeah,
because they have that potential.
They're just paying for brand at that point.
Exactly. You could buy a PC.
Half the price.
Oh, not even 15,000. You could buy for next to nothing a PC that runs as good. I mean, Tay has an iMac. She got an iMac when she got into starting to do photography, and she's had it for probably like 5+ years now. But that thing runs like a piece of shit. Like, it is literally the worst, the slowest. I see low-end laptops running better than that. She tries to open a fucking web browser, and it takes like 20 seconds, dude. It's actually crazy. And every time I go in there to do something to help her with something, or just she wanted to point something out, it takes forever. I'm like, is this what you deal with every day? Like, what when we open a web browser, what do? We fucking click the button, it opens. She fucking sits there waiting. I'm thinking, you edit photos on this?
Yeah. It seems with Apple, if you're using first-party things in Apple, it runs amazingly. Like, they've got their Final Cut editing software that will run and render super quick.
Yeah, I used Final Cut for years when I was on
a new Apple Mac.
Yeah,
but if you want to use third-party things, it doesn't run anywhere near as good as a Windows computer can.
They don't want other people use. That's the thing. They're very much their own thing. I think they've got a limited lifespan. I think Apple is definitely. I think that they're on the decline. I mean, the numbers, I don't know if they show that just by seeing people jump ship to Android, but also just seeing the lack of innovations. It's guaranteed it's got to happen at some point. But unfortunately, the world is driven by people that hand over their money willingly to brands, literally for that brand, because they're so desperate to fucking fit in. They're so desperate to get that clout. They just want the clout tokens, baby. But it's like, it's funny. People trade money for clout. But at this point, it's just weird. I mean, everyone's able to spend their money where they want, but I do find it very odd when there's a lack of innovation. I think a lot of people that buy Apple, not everyone, because I know there's probably some Apple users in here that are like, fuck you, man. But I think a lot of people that buy Apple, it's marketed well. They think this is great, this is for me, and it's simple. It is simple.
Yeah, it's a very simple operating system.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can fuck up on it. So I think a lot of people kind of buy into that. They get comfortable with it, and they're like, no, I'm happy with Apple. Apple's great. Everyone loves Apple. Because I know for Tay, she's kind of like a little bit adamant about going to Android because she's like, I just don't know. Like, I'm so used to Apple and all that. But then next minute she's complaining about how shit her phone runs or her PC or her iMac runs. I'm like, well, fuck, man. You have a choice. You're a human.
Well, I had an iPhone since the iPhone 4. I've had all iPhones until a couple of weeks ago when I finally switched to Android.
Oh, no way. And you got the S10?
Got the Galaxy, yeah.
Oh, baby. How you liking it? It's good?
It's good. I like it.
See,
I like it a lot.
I was the same. I switched with the S8 from, I don't know what the last iPhone I had, probably it might have been the iPhone 6, but I had maybe 3 or 4 iPhones. They were the first smartphones I've had. And every single one had a problem. Every single one had multiple problems. They barely lasted the year before or the 2 years or whatever it was. No, they barely lasted a year. They either charging problems, the screen would fuck up, not from dropping it, not just from dropping it, but I've had an S8 and an S9, and granted I still use my S8. I barely use the S9, but and people are probably like, why the fuck would you not use the S9? Good question. Well, they changed the angle of the camera from the S8 was horizontal and they went vertical on the S9, and I literally couldn't be fucked buying a new case for it, so I just kept my S8.
They're back to horizontal on the S10.
Yeah, they're back to that now. So now, I'd have to buy a new case. But yeah, I was a little bit nervous about making the switch, but I was so over Apple at that point. And I'd had a PC for a little while. I switched from my Mac Pro, which I'd used for many years. I finally moved to PC because the gaming market isn't on Apple. And as I was starting to get into streaming and I wanted to play a lot more PC games because stuff wasn't available on console. Like Dead by Daylight back then. I was like, oh man, I want to play Dead by Daylight. I couldn't because it wasn't on console back then. And so I finally got a PC. And it was just that natural progression back to PC and Android and all that. And the minute I switched to Android, oh man, no turning back. I would never go back.
Yeah. Well, I had the iPhone XS Max before I switched to this.
Really?
And so the latest iPhone, and I had connectivity problems with that. My Wi-Fi would stop working. My 4G would stop working. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to switch.
Man, the quality, and that's the thing. The quality, I reckon, is slipping. And I'm only saying that. I'm not saying it from any stats. I'm not saying it from any other people that have talked to me about it. I'm literally talking about it from my own experience. And that's it. As consumers, they've got to be on their game. One, because consumers will have a couple of problems and they'll switch. No one wants to go back to a brand that's fucked them over a few times. But on top of that, when the innovation isn't there anymore and you're seeing brands around you innovate, you're kind of like, well, maybe now's the time. I think Apple's got to pull something out of their ass, man. I think what have they done in recent times that is super innovative?
They got rid of the headphone jack, you know? Oh, I got Apple.
No,
they're ahead of the game.
Yeah, it's like
they added a notch.
Oh man, yeah, they got some. Yeah, they're weird, dude. I don't fucking know about Apple. I don't fucking know. All right, I want to talk to you about that VR headset. I'm curious as fuck. Because I've never used VR. I'm a VR virgin.
Oh,
I never had my VR cherry pop. Yeah, that's right. I said it. And I'm very curious. That is a big fucking headset.
It is big.
That's bigger than the. Wait, what is that? That's
HTC Vive.
Okay, it looked a little bit bigger. I saw the controls behind. I thought it was all. Yeah, it's juicy though. Wow, it's the size of your head. How's it? Is it comfortable?
I do have a small head.
I do too, so I'd be the same.
It isn't uncomfortable, but you get very sweaty wearing it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I think Steam hinted at a new headset coming out. They're going to be releasing a new headset soon. It looks quite small. It looks like a lot more, like really, I want to see headsets getting to the size of glasses. Like just saying very lightly, like something that doesn't even have to wrap around your head. It can just literally, you put on like glasses and it's not too heavy. You know, it will take a while. Surely a technology, I mean, who thought they'd have fucking TVs that could roll up? Like they just roll your TV up, put it on your arm and walk away. Hey, can I just say, for those TVs, have you seen the ones that can roll, like they actually roll up into a box so you can pack it away?
No, I haven't, but I've seen like the wallpaper one that's like millimeter thin.
Yeah, well this takes us to the next limit. These ones, like you can like they fold. So when they get like, basically you have a remote, you press it and the TV will come out of the box that's only like this big. It's actually rolled up in the box, but it's a full TV. Like, it's not a projector, nothing like that. I don't understand it. It's fucking voodoo magic. It's witchcraft, but I love it. And I accept our new Rolly TV overlords. But it's like we never back in my day when I was a young boy, TVs were like fucking like these massive dirty boxes.
Yeah.
That, like I remember trying to carry it from one room to the other, like even the small ones, and it was like a mission. They were heavy as fuck.
I remember when I was a kid, we had a TV that was like, it was like taller than, it was like this weird tall box thing that went back, and like the box for it, I made a house out of that box. Like I made a little toy house.
Oh yeah,
it was that big.
Oh yeah, the boxes for these TVs, man, they were ridiculous. But that's the progression, right? No one thought that wasn't really that long ago. Really, in the great scheme of things,
that was probably
like cert TVs or tube TVs or what do you want to call it? I mean, 12 years. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. My dad bought his first flat screen TV. I remember the big reveal, and it looked like shit. And I was like, wow, this looks like trash. Because moving to HD as well, HD looked a bit yuck when. And you know when you get a new flat screen TV, you kind of have to adjust the settings a little bit to make it not look so yuck. It looks crispy and oversaturated, and the contrast is usually too high. So I usually have to smooth it out a little bit. Because out of the box, TVs usually look trash. So I remember he first got his TV and he was like, yeah, I love it. I'm thinking, do you? Because this looks like arse. But God, I would have been maybe like 18. I would say. Oh, no, not even. Or maybe 17. Maybe, I'd say 17. I'm going to say 17. Final answer, 18. So let's say that's like 14 years ago. Flat screen TVs are out a little bit before that, but they were still, like, obviously, I mean, they've been around for a while, but like new tech comes out and it's completely out of most people's price range. But we would have never thought, even just 15 years ago, that we'd have TVs this soon that you can roll up. They can bend. And they would still work perfectly. Like they're looking at bending phones now, like bendable phones, which I think is an unnecessary.
I don't see the purpose.
Okay,
in that.
I'm gonna make a terrible joke right now, and I don't think I've actually heard this anywhere, so I should probably pay them. I just thought of it then. I should have said it's a joke, but I think it's so bad that no one's gonna steal it. Let's just say the phone companies don't want to make it because it's useful. They want to make bendable phones so they can flex. Oh, okay. Look, granted, I'm sure that joke has been done before, but God, I feel clever. And I built that up way too much.
Genius.
Yeah, I'm so ready to become a dad. Those jokes, man. Those jokes. But that's the thing. You look at your VR headset now, and it's like bulky as fuck.
Yeah.
But hey, TVs were bulky as fuck. So it's like, sky's the limit, dude. They're 100%. They've got to get to a point where they're just like glasses, right? Yeah. Like it's
surely.
Technology.
I reckon we'll be close to that in a few years. Like
VR
VR is advancing that much. I saw a video the other day of this new controller and game that I think it's called Bare Bones or something like that.
Okay.
And the controller, you like put your fingers in it, and it's like clipped onto your hands. And it's got like a pole in the middle that you can grip, and it uses like grip strength and all that, and finger tracking as well, and everything.
But don't those controllers behind you do the same thing? Isn't it kind of like when you take your hand off, they like that's how they do the finger movements in games?
No, it doesn't track fingers. It's just straight up tracks the movement of your hand.
But then the Rift must do it, because I know there's already the track that, like, maybe that's what they have already. But can someone confirm? Does the Oculus Rift have that? Because I swear, because I've been watching a couple of videos lately. And I want to give a big shout out to a particular streamer. Not streamer. Oh, yeah, he does stream. And a YouTuber. He doesn't need my help. but goddamn, I'm going to recommend the shit out. I actually found this channel last night, and I'll mention it in a minute. But first of all, I just want to mention that, yeah, I've seen in his videos on VR, he does like VR chat videos, right? Yeah. Which I always thought was a complete, like, I've never done VR chat, but now I'm kind of like, oh yeah, VR chat looks fun. But in it, you see them, their fingers are like going, like that. And I'm like, okay, that's crazy. So, I mean, I swear I saw some sort of controller where...
I don't know how that works. I think it might be buttons that you press to control certain fingers,
I thought it honestly was that you hold onto it, and if you take your... Like, it grips onto your wrist or something, and you hold the controller, but if you move your fingers... Because it's kind of attached to your hands, so if you go to grip something, close your hands, when your fingers touch it, it senses each finger individually, and it can tell where your fingers are placed. And I guess if you're... Yeah, how the fuck? I'm going to have to look into this. I'm so confused. Because then when you take it off, how does it know where your fingers are? I don't know. It's weird. But I saw a lot of finger movement, which sounds weird, in the VR chat. But have you fucked with VR chat a bit?
I've got it, but I haven't played it yet.
Hold on, back the fuck up. You have a VR headset and you haven't fucked with VR chat?
I'm scared to go in there, especially on stream. On stream, I'm scared. TOS, that game is.
Okay. Well, I get it on stream, maybe. On stream. But off stream, oh my God, you haven't been curious?
I might do that. I can't believe I actually haven't. I've just been too busy playing other games to even delve into that yet.
Give that headset back. Give that. I think it should be a rule that if you have not played VR chat with it, how long have you had your headset for? How long?
A bit over a month and a bit or so.
Oh, so you haven't had it for that long.
No, not long.
What was the what was the sell? Was it like? Can I guess? Was it Beat Saber?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Oh
yeah. That is the game. That is the fucking game. Is it good? Is it actually?
Yeah, it's fun. It is real fun.
And it feels like responsive and
it's super responsive.
Man.
Well, the first thing when I put the headset on, I just said, wow. Like, instantly, you go into this, like, this is just setting up the headset. I was amazed. You go into this, you're in this, like, weird warehouse thing, and everything's popping around and building around you, and you just, like, what the hell? It's, like, synchronizing everything. And then this car was coming at me, and I fucking shit myself.
And he jumped through a window in real life.
And it, like, swerved, and I was like, oh, shit.
Whoa, what a fucking troll from the developers.
Yeah. He's straight up to get hit by a car.
Bunch of fucking assholes. They literally put you in all the most like near-death experiences just to acclimatize you to the headset. Now we're going to show you some images that you might not like, but it's important for the process of you acclimatizing to the headset. And you're like, okay, like they're probably going to show me some patterns and stuff. Next minute, it's a train coming at you, and you're like, holy shit! It's like demons flying out. Have you played any scary games on it?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't found any yet, but I really want to play Resident Evil VR,
yeah, that's the only one I can think of.
The PlayStation.
Oh, fuck, is it really?
Yeah. Which really sucks because it would be amazing on the Vive. Because the PlayStation doesn't have sensors or anything. You just basically...
And they haven't fucking... that's not... God, they actually kept that as like a full-on exclusive. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense though. It makes sense because VR is very... it's a battle. It's a fucking battle because everyone's trying to sell their headsets. Their price is hell. And PlayStation really is limited as opposed to something like the Vive or the Oculus Rift, which Facebook bought, which fucking still confuses the shit out of me. But yeah, PlayStation makes sense. They must have thrown a fuck ton of money at that shit because otherwise
no one would buy a PlayStation.
Exclusives make the world go round. That's why I think it's crazy that they're in the last generation. For a while there, at the start of like PS4 and Xbox One, it felt like they just had all the same games, barring a couple exclusives, because exclusives make the world go round. I mean, it's like that's why PlayStation's miles ahead in the lead because they've brought out so many extra games. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. But but the headset, right? Okay, so we played Beat Saber. That's gonna be a workout, right?
It is. You get so sweaty playing that.
Did you ever play Dance Dance Revolution at the arcades back in the day, or is that not your thing?
I never played it at an arcade, but I played games on like the Wii and stuff like that. I played like those kind of
because you're talking about like Just Dance and shit like that.
Yeah, like Just Dance and stuff. I never really played them at an arcade.
Oh yeah, because the Dance Dance Revolution is like the one where you got the dance pads, like the four arrows, and I used to stomp the yard with that shit. I was like, I'd go there at least 3 times a week, 3 nights a week with a friend. who got shin splints playing it, so he couldn't do it anymore. Dangerous Sport, Dance Dance Revolution.
Dangerous.
He tried. God love him. He fucking gave it his all. Like he used to play it a lot, but he just started getting to the point where he'd be like, we'd finish a big song, you know, like crowd was cheering. Okay, it'd be one person maybe going, "Oh, that's pretty cool." But we'd imagine the crowd was cheering because we just nailed this song, and he'd be like sitting on the like the dance pad area, and he'd be rubbing his shins, going, "Fuck me, I don't think I can do anymore." To the point where he just gave up, and I lost my dance buddy. But that shit was so much fun, man. I kind of like, I from that moment, I'm like, yeah, I fucking love, those rhythm-based kind of games. But it's hard to find something to fill the shoes of Dance Dance Revolution. And the minute I fucking saw Beat Saber, I thought, this could be it, man. If I get a headset, this would be my time sink. This would be what I lose my life to. Because I get hooked on this shit, bro. And if I've already bought it and I don't have to put dollars in every time I want to play it, whereas DDR at the arcade, you have to tap your card and use $2 every time you play. Like, this is like, so, you know, you spend like $20 in an evening. You kind of go, well, I've spent all my money. I guess I'll call it quits for tonight. That's what pulls you away from the addiction. This, man, oh my God. I almost shouldn't get it because my wife would be like, you live in VR now. I'll play Beat Saber for like half the day and be like, oh, I'm pooped. Time to, and Tay will be like, leave VR. And I'll be like, jump into VR chat for the rest of the day. And I'll be in VR chat.
I saw a video on YouTube the other day. Some guy lived in VR for a week, I think it was.
I'm skeptical as fuck. I don't know. He live streamed it though, didn't he? Is that the?
He live streamed.
Okay, he live streamed. Yeah, so that's the way we can kind of go. All right. Yeah, I forgot about that thing because at first I was like, nah, this motherfucker didn't do that. But he did. He had like 2 headsets or something. He took what he would swap. There's so many things.
Yeah, he'd have one of the Go ones, so when he needs to move or something, quickly switch.
There's so many questions about that. Obviously, he slept in it. Like, I don't get it. How do you go to the bathroom in it? Like, obviously, because he'd be taking a big old shit, but everyone would see his perspective. Not like he's in real life's perspective. Yeah. They'd probably see him looking at an open field, but he'd be there taking a big old dump. Like if he's,
I never thought about that.
Like if he's live streaming it and he's in it 24/7. I mean, maybe those parts he wasn't live streaming, but then you go, convenient. You need to take so many shits, my sir. It's like, I don't know. Like, what if he wants to do the dirty? I mean, he's a man. He has needs. I don't know. I always look. These are the things I think about with these kind of with these. I think of the scientific parts. You know what I mean? I don't know. I did have some skeptical kind of thoughts on it, but it was definitely interesting. The video was super interesting. I actually don't know if I watched all of it. Maybe it wasn't either. Did he go crazy? I don't think he did.
No, he was completely fine at the end. I think his eyes just stung a bit. He was fine.
That's a pretty shit ending. I want to see the guy lose his fucking mind. Like, I want to see a man lose his sanity.
Just never comes out of VR again.
No, that's it. Like, I mean, it's like that. It's like that fucking anime, which I only watched a few episodes of. It's that shit. What is that anime? Ando, Resident Weeb. Can you help us? The one where they basically put the fucking headset on, the VR headset, and they go into this like RPG world. It's like a online RPG, but there's this like evil fucking. Oh, actually, I think it's like the game and the people that own the headset sold the headset. Fuck, what's it called? It's called online something online. Sword Art Online. I did it. My brain. It's called Sword Art Online. And yeah, essentially they. Essentially, I know I'm taking forever to get this point out. I only watched 2 episodes, all right? Leave me alone. So they put the headset on, they go into the world, but all of a sudden they try and leave the world and the log out button isn't there anymore. So they can't log out. Okay. Yeah. But the headset, that's it. So they're not able to log out. But instantly they get like it's this warning that if they take the headset off, it's actually got this thing built into it that they'll be killed. It will send like an electric charge through their brain and it'll kill them. So they're literally trapped in this VR world and they can't leave. And essentially the idea is they have to play the game and they have to, and if they die in the game, I think they die in real life because the headset kills them, which is fucking terrifying. But essentially the only way to leave the game is they have to beat the end boss, which no one's ever done. Something like that. Very interesting concept. I found that anime was choppy as fuck. and I was like, I can't follow this. This is going. It jumped around so much, but the concept very interesting. Because
it's a bit like the concept of the new Jumanji movie that came out. They got sucked in this game and they got 3 lives. If they lost all 3, they
that
died.
was a great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
For a reboot, not even like a sequel,
respin kind of thing. Yeah.
Like I went into that thinking this is going to be trash. I say essentially, I've realized I say the same shit over 100%. And over. I'm so bad, dude, on this stream. Yesterday, I think I say, I watched a bit of the one with Red, and I say it's crazy, right? Like I say that something like, or God, I can't even think of it now. That's how weird it is. I say how weird is it? And like it's kind of crazy. I say a few things. I'm worried I'm going to become like that Joe Rogan kind of thing, where everyone's like, Joe, I have a mate who does this Rogan or something. Fucking what is it? God, now I can't even think of it. But anyway, I think that's the thing. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100% is yours.
But anyway, but yeah, fucking Jumanji was a great movie, dude. Like I thought it was going to be utter
filming
garbage.
number 2 at the moment.
I fucking hope so, dude. That movie was so funny. I think people slept on it. I actually think people slept on it. I think. Did you like it?
Yeah, I love that movie.
They had good people in it.
Yeah, so many good actors.
Because a lot of reboots, like especially years down the track, they just fuck it up. You're like, why would you? Why'd you ruin that? But God, that was so good. If anyone hasn't checked it out, check it out. Great movie. But yeah, so VR. Have you fucked up in VR in the way of fucking up in IRL because of VR? Like, have you had one of those moments where you run into a wall or you fall out a window or something?
The only one I've done is I didn't put the wrist strap on and I threw my controller at the wall.
Rookie move.
Narrowly missing the TV, but like it would have been a few.
Ooh, that's a real Wii mote thing, isn't it? Like when the Wii came out and all the videos of people getting first using their Wii for the first time, Christmas time shit, and like Uncle Bob would have a crack and he'd be like bowling for soup, kabam! Like straight in the fuck. Sorry, that was very loud.
Playing a cricket game I got. I just went for a big smash hit for a 6. I just yeeted the controller.
No way, not into the TV though, right? Like.
No, just hit the wall.
Oh, those controllers have it's like it took us into a new era of like dangerous gaming. Because like we've never had to deal with like that kind of shit. But gaming, it's like takes all different shapes and forms now. But have you seen that clip of the guy? He's at like a shopping, like at a JB Hi-Fi or something, and he's trying VR, and he's doing the fucking like a tech demo where he's like climbing a cliff, like climbing,
and he falls,
and he's just like and he just goes, whoa, and like fully just like his body stiffens up and just like straight into the whole TV unit thing. Like I've never seen a dude ragdoll as hard as that. Like the dude like had ragdoll physics on. No, he had like opposite. He stiffened up and just went, whoa. Yeah. But may I say on note with that, one of my favorite things to watch, this is gonna sound terrible on YouTube, is people getting tased. I know it sounds terrible. I know it sounds horrible. Have you ever seen a dude get tased? Funny as shit. You know when they get tased and they'll be like running though? Like someone's running from the cops. They're running, get tased, and they go... And that shit, they stiffen up and just fall. I don't know, man. Something about that has so much comedic purpose in my life. I just can't. I don't know. I'd love to tase someone sometime. If you're keen, let me know. Send your requests into MattyAP Tases You at PO Box Lockbag 103.
One thing I've found difficult with VR is I bought this game. It's like kind of like CS:GO but VR, and I could not play it. Well, the fact of walking when your body's not moving made me dizzy.
I've always wondered because
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, like they had I saw someone for a while there. They brought like a very PUBG-esque battle royale in VR. Looked terrible, by the way. I mean, it looked fine, but like the gameplay looked hard as fuck. I think I was watching Lyric, the streamer Lyric play it, and he's there trying to pick up a gun, and his character's like doing these because he couldn't.
Reloading is so hard, especially if you've got to like.
Oh man, it's like it's a whole new learning curve. Yeah. But have you seen like the I guess the tech development that is in the works? Like obviously they've got like I had Bags on not last week, the week before, Bags Maestro. I saw in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here, but he got invited to go try this this newish kind of place that's popped up. I think they've popped up in a few places in Australia. Can't remember what it's called though. But they have a massive open warehouse space, and it's mapped essentially to what you see in the VR unit. but the unit is a completely different place, and it's like laser zone, like laser tag, but in VR, and you can run around the place, and you see everything. Like you can't bump in anything because you'll see it. Like there'll be something in the VR that software that you're watching, stuff like that. I always think though, like games do have a tendency to glitch up. Imagine if you're just fucking running full pelt and it glitches the fuck up and the wall glitches a little bit, like, and you fucking, there's no clipping through walls in this game. You don't clip, you fucking bam, straight in that motherfucker. Like you, like goodbye nose, goodbye face at that point. I have like a fear of like, have you tried this? Have you ever tried closing your eyes and just walking for a while? Say you've got like an open field or like a straight road, and you go, I'm just going to close my eyes and just see how many steps I can take.
It's terrifying.
Challenge yourself to do more than 10 steps. It's brutal. Like it, you know that you don't have anything there. It's so scary.
You don't know what you're going to step on or where you're
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like you have no control.
So I used to work landscape maintenance, and I used to, basically we had this one work site where there was this massive open field, flat as fuck, nothing there, short grass, we mowed it every week. So it was just this perfect, like grassy, soft, open field of nothingness. But across the field, we used to basically, when we mowed the lawns, we put the grass in the bins, like in a wheelie bin, and we'd lug the wheelie bin across the other side of the field, and we'd dump all the grass so it could decompose. And I would walk across that field, and I'd close my eyes and say, Matt, there's nothing in front of you. Just keep walking. Like, you're not going to run into anything. It takes like 2 minutes to get to the other side. So I'd start walking. I could barely go more than 10 steps. My brain just told me I was about to run into a pole. The weirdest shit. So that's why I kind of fucking think like, could I do like VR in an open space where you can freely run around, and even though there's something being displayed showing me kind of a virtual area and it's telling me I'm safe, could I do it? And I'm almost thinking maybe I couldn't. Like I'm always thinking maybe it had to, like surely there's some people that would
VR
have that
really, it would, being able to see it in VR, I think it'd be absolutely fine.
You reckon it's so immersive that it would allow you to really? I mean, when you look down though in that environment, even if you're running around an open space and it's made for that, surely when you look down, you don't see your own legs, you don't see your own real hands. Like, I mean, the leg part, looking down, I'm sure if you didn't see your own legs, that would be a hard sell. I don't know. I really want to try it, but I'm kind of nervous. I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to be doing it for a little while and just be like, I can't do this. I actually will freak out just because I feel like my brain will not let me go any further because I'm scared I'm going to run into someone or something. That's the other thing. I kind of wonder how the fuck they don't run into each other, because like, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, bro. These shits, they glitch up. Can you imagine? Doesn't show someone on the fucking radar, and then bam, you fucking hit each other. Oh, it terrifies me, dude. But the other thing is the tech that I've seen, and this is a long way off, but you see those like treadmills that just go in everywhere.
Yeah,
and
I've seen them. They're working on them.
Yeah, like you step up into it, and they're for homes essentially. I'm sure we'll see them in like arcades and shit first, where a lot of tech like that for gaming usually showcases itself first before it goes into a home kind of scenario. But imagine having one of those in your gaming room, and it's like a really slimlined unit. Like it really doesn't take up much of a footprint of your house, and like you step into it and it holds you very much like by the waist, which they do, so you can't re-tip or whatnot. Like it braces you well. Like probably has something in between the goods, so you can kind of sit a bit more. But you can walk in it, and it's got just enough space that you can turn it all out. But it really is just a very simple platform. Like I can
like one of those things that you put toddlers in where they run around and
but they're
on the treadmill.
Yeah, and it doesn't take up that much of a footprint of your house. And because the ones that I've seen so far, they're fucking like pretty bulky, and it's like who's gonna have the room in the house for that? Yeah. But I can guaranteed see that shit once I get the tech down, being really streamlined. I mean, the crazy thing is, why are we using treadmills? Why the fuck are we using why is it treadmill material? We have touch screens. We have capacitive touch screens that can sense swipes and movements.
What? Yeah, you could make it a slippery thing with like super slippery socks, and you'd be like running on the spot while you're like
patent pending. I said it first. No one steal my idea. That's my idea. I'm copywriting it. If I legally, I will sue you. I will sue you, motherfucker, if you steal my idea. I'm not talking to you, by the way.
Yeah,
Emma.
we're in business together now.
The other. Yeah. Okay, you're in on this business deal. Everyone else, okay. People in chat, you're allowed to, but you got to keep us in the loop. But anyone else that wasn't in this call, wasn't in this thing, get the fuck out. You're not part. You're not getting any money. God, that's lucrative. Surely that's it. That has to be it. I mean, like, it seems so primitive. Like the ones I've seen so far are using like this 360 treadmill shit.
Yeah.
But God, like I said, we've got like capacitive touchscreens. I mean, like Toddy said, it's cheaper at treadmill, but at the same time, capacitive touchscreens. Like we have touch TVs, like touch tablets. You know what I mean? It's not like touchscreens are only confined to a tiny little phone and for them to work. We have tablets. We have like there's those graphic tablets that artists use that are massive and they're very responsive. They can sense, how hard you press. Guaranteed that's the way to go.
That would solve the issue they're having at the moment with the like physical treadmills. They're having trouble with like latency. So when you run, it's taking a second before it moves and registers in the games.
Yeah, I feel like something like
with a touchscreen would be instantaneous.
Oh yeah, instantaneous. That's got to be it, and that in turn would be a more sleek, slimline design. I feel like it's the best thing I've ever come up with, and I haven't seen it anywhere. It's guaranteed being made. That is guaranteed a thing. Like using capacitive touchscreens to because that's the thing is, if you were to just stand on it with your own weight, it wouldn't work. But we're talking about having that little just that little bit of lift.
So your feet are just touching.
Yeah, so
adjustable too.
and perhaps you would have a special kind of sock that you'd have to wear with it.
Yeah.
That has a bit more of just a slippery kind of, like it works better with it. It has maybe like the touch screen kind of, there'd be something. Or you just fucking lube your feet up with lots of lube. Just every time, just lots of lube.
Yep.
You're down at Woolies getting your fucking lubricant from the fucking condom aisle. You just like got a basket full. And the guy at the checkout's like, big night, huh? And you're like, you could say that.
I swear it's for VR.
Next minute, you're like doing these ones forever alone, just fucking in your battle royales, in your VR battle royales. Oh man, I'm excited. I haven't fucking delved in at all to VR ever. I've never even had a headset on my head. But I'm excited for the future of it. For a while there, it seemed a little bit scary because of the fact that it was a very expensive price point that didn't seem to be dropping. Yep. But also the game seemed a little bit like they weren't. God, I mean, it just seems like there's not a lot in development, and even like they brought out Skyrim, I believe, in VR.
Yeah.
But from what I hear, it's like the movement in it's weird or something. I don't know if they changed it. I remember for a while there it was said that when it was going... I actually haven't looked into it. Is the movement in that... Do you know if the movement's just normal? Like you can control it and you walk around in-game? Because I heard for a while there it was going to be like you essentially teleport like to different areas. I don't know.
Okay. They have that. They have that in the... like when you're in the menu system in the VR, you can point where you want to go and click and it will teleport.
So yeah,
that's how you walk. That's how you can walk around like the home area.
So that's from what I can gather what they were going to do for Skyrim.
Yeah,
which I thought was just completely killing the immersion. Like as if. So I don't know if if anyone knows, I'd love to know if they fucking changed that because surely that's a terrible idea. But the other thing, getting back to VR chat. So I came across this, and I thought this is perfect. Like I wasn't looking for it or anything, and I already wanted to delve in a bit on VR because I knew you use VR on stream. I actually saw on one of your stream compilations, I believe. And I was like, okay, I use a bit of VR, and I actually am curious about it because actually one question: has VR come down in price? I haven't even looked into it recently. Was that headset like pricey as fuck, or
it costs me around $800 for the VR setup?
Yeah, so it's still really pricey.
It's still pricey. But I think it used to be quite a lot more. It is. I think it is slowly coming down. Yeah, VR is gonna explode, I reckon, into
it has to.
It's mainstream.
It's just the price point has to come down a little bit. It has to be more accessible because I think as well, like it's like anything. I was saying the other day, it's like you release hardware at a price that people can buy into it, and then you make your money off software. That's how it works, because you want as many units in it. So I'm so confused as why they couldn't do that. Why they couldn't make the hardware a little bit cheaper, a little bit more accessible, but hey, make the software a little bit pricey. But if people already have the unit, people are going to pay for it. People are going to pay and go, well, it's new tech. At least we're able to at least buy into it and have a couple of games on it, rather than a lot of people not be able to even afford the unit in the first place. I feel like that model, that was the term, model, business model. When I was thinking about Supreme, I said people are trying to copy their business model. I couldn't think of the fucking word. It's model. How easy is that word? But I couldn't remember it. But yeah, I think, because I can't afford it, which sucks, and I'd love to. But so as soon as they have like a price point where a lot more people can get involved, a lot more developers will then develop games for it, because there's more of a market. They know that people are actually going to be able to play it. I think they've done it a bit backwards, but hey, I'm not a marketer. I didn't study marketing, but to me, it just seems so fucking weird, because I feel like VR could be booming so much more than it is now.
Well, have you seen the new product that I think Microsoft announced? Their HoloLens 2 or something it's called.
Oh,
it's like
when was this?
Probably about a month ago they announced it. It's like they marketed it towards business, and it's like but it's the work. It's actually amazing. You need to watch this presentation. It's like this thing. Really? It's a mixed reality headset, so you can have holograms like flying around you.
Well.
And you can work together with other people.
Yeah, well, I believe that's what the Valve one. I think I said Steam before. I think I meant to say Valve. The Valve headset's going to be like, because I saw on the little bit of a promo picture, it had lenses on the outside of it, like at the front of it. I thought, they're going to make it so you can see through and you can walk around. It's augmented. Bro, that's VR is almost like this the gateway. VR is just a stepping stone. Augmented reality is really the end goal for the minute.
I think augmented eventually will become stuff that you can wear as a contact lens. And you can get information just looking around. I
don't doubt it. I mean, that's the thing. We doubted that TVs were going to be able to roll up and phones were going to be able to fold it, and they're already getting that done. And they're thin as fuck, and only in a few short years, really, in the great scheme of how long the world's been around, the universe has been a thing. TVs going from these fat motherfuckers to like pretty much like you turn on the side and you're like, wait, where'd my TV go? Someone stole it. And then you turn around and you're like, oh god, there it is. Okay, thank God. Because it's so thin, you think it's gone. And it's like, it's the sky's the fucking limit. Everything's getting smaller. Everything's getting thinner. And I believe, like, look, I'll be happy with just a pair of glasses. If they get to contacts, then fucking hell.
Glasses would be good.
It's scary. I talked. Who did I talk to about this before? I don't know. I can't remember. But the contact lens thing, I don't know. Like, someone could be watching full blown porn walking down the street. You'd have no idea. Like they could be deep fakes.
Yeah.
They could just be deep faking the shit out of you walking down the street. You don't know that. Like, I don't know. It's like I always wonder with stuff like that. The smaller technology gets and the more inconspicuous. Also, it's like closer to us being more under threat of having our security compromised. I don't know. I just like smaller cameras and shit. I don't know. Like, we were talking. Who was I talking to about this? I can't remember. But about the glasses that like Google Glass and having the camera. So for augmented reality, of course, it needs to be able to see. It's the tech needs to be able to see like what you're looking at. But then it's like, but then what else can that thing see? You know what I mean? Where's our privacy kind of land? So it's kind of weird. But yeah, the tech's going that way, and I do embrace it. I'm excited for it.
You better hope it doesn't have 5G in it, though. You might get cancer.
Oh my god! Look,
I know you wanted to talk about 5G.
No, I can't talk about it now until I've done my research. Raw has definitely put me in my place with that, and I appreciate it. I want to know if people have more conclusive evidence that I knew about, and it sounds like it sounds like maybe what I was looking at, the results were maybe skewed a little, but I definitely want to. I still feel like there's probably a few things I would like to look into myself, and I just don't have time. But once I get more information, you bet I'll go back in on it. But I feel like for now, I'm like, nah, I better not spew any more stuff about it. Because haven't had privacy for in this country for years. I 100%. That's the thing. People that also welcome in everyone that's coming in. Matt Furious, good to have you here, dude. But it's I think that's it. People get shocked when they're like, oh, our privacy will be compromised with these new things like drones and stuff. And it's like, you do realize every time you leave your house, there's security cameras everywhere. The thing is as well, the funny thing about drones, people get mad about drones. And it's like, don't you realize that there's helicopters flying over your house day and night, and there's lenses that can definitely see into your house from a helicopter, but it's like, because they can track down the fucking they can track down the drone users a lot easier. I don't know, it's weird. It's people just are always very there's always a group that's very adverse to new tech. Also, thank you for the follow, dude, appreciate it. But I don't know. There's always going to be like a group of people that are unsure. I think we should always be a little bit cautious with tech. That's all I'm saying. I think we should always kind of go into it kind of looking at not just the positives of like, oh, hooray, and kind of going, okay, but like whose soul had to be sold to make this tech and to keep it running. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I'm sure as time goes on, there's going to be more questions to be asked. One of the last things I want to get onto though, still VR, was that thing I came across yesterday, that channel. It's called Seymour. It's Syrmor. And my God, like, okay, so every time I've seen VR chat, it's like people trolling, it's people talking shit. And I found this channel. Okay, I'm going to sound like a little bitch. I watched one of the episodes, one of the videos on this channel, and it's in VR. The characters are talking. They're real people, but they're obviously anonymous, and they're obviously hidden behind their humorous avatars. I was in tears this morning, dude. Not like full blown like like I was just like, fuck. This video blew me away. There's this guy, Seymour or whatever his name is. It's kind of weird. I've got to call him Seymour, but it's Syrmor. I think he just hit 500,000 subs on YouTube after his last video. And he's also on Twitch. He also live streams these on Twitch. But he comes across people. It's a real amazing case study because a lot of people on VR chat most probably are on VR chat, one, for a lot of fun, but there's people on there that go on there because they want to escape reality. They have shit going on in their life, and it's a way that they can perhaps escape being judged or just escape the real world, escape people around them. And this guy kind of shows that side of VR chat. And the videos are incredible. It's the first one I saw was this 15-year-old kid who was talking about being bullied. And he was literally a Kermit the Frog avatar. So this fucking kid, and the guy talking to him was Kermit the Frog as well. Yeah. But they had a really deep conversation about this kid's life and what he's going through. And the kid was amazingly well-spoken. The way he told the stories of what's happened throughout his life so far and the reasons why he gets bullied and all this and this. It was incredible. Like, it was like watching like this human interaction that you might otherwise not see. It was so raw and real. And it's that juxtaposition of, at the same time, there's slight humor to it because they're literally Kermit the Frog avatars talking to each other. So it's like funny, but then you kind of watch it. But the one that made me tear up today was it was a kid who has a condition. The condition's way too fucking long. I actually got it. I fucking smudged my glasses. A kid that has a condition called butterfly skin, I think. I think that's like the street term for it. It's got a much more technical term than that. It's called butterfly skin. And essentially your skin is it's very, very sensitive and it peels off straight. Like, basically, if someone bumps into you, your skin will just rip off. So very painful. He can't really shower very easily. He has to be bandaged up pretty much 24/7. He says like having a shower is like a 4-hour process. This kid's like 15 or something, 14. Like very young to be dealing with a lot of this shit. But the guy that runs the channel, I think he was Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh in this one, and the kid was Piglet. And just watching it, this kid talking about his story, but being so positive about life, and going like, but But a lot of people in the comments said one of the hardest things to hear was that he said the kid that has this condition said one of the hardest things that he has with his condition is that he can't do simple things like even enjoy using chopsticks. And that was just something that he struggled with, you know what I mean? Because his hands, he can't reuse them because of the condition. And it's like people like this kid who's going through this, he uses VR chat as an escape.
Yeah.
And hearing like the point of view, because when I thought of VR chat, I thought of everyone just running around saying the N-word most probably.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think of.
Yeah, exactly.
VR chat,
I think of people just going around trying to be edgy. And I thought, man, it opened my eyes to like how VR is helping so many people that we just don't even think about it. It's changed the lives of so many people because they're making friends that obviously a lot of people get judged for the way they look. And it's amazing how when you don't have that, your own avatar, and you can hide behind essentially a completely different avatar and it's just your voice, people can treat people so much differently and with so much more empathy. And yeah, I'd encourage like anyone to check this YouTuber out, because man, it's like it's a little bit funny. Like it's not all serious. It's not all like, oh, this poor fucker. But at the same time, like you have a laugh through the whole thing because it's still funny. But it brings to light this. It's one of those things where you go, wow, my problems are not that bad. You know what I mean? Like it puts it in perspective. You go, holy shit, there's people out there dealing. There was one that I found really interesting though. It hit close to home. I don't know if you watched it. We've listened to a couple of episodes of the podcast, and I brought up a few times where I say I have a slight fear of sleep, where I worry about it because it's essentially like your mind turns off, and in my way, I'm partially dead. Like it's the closest thing to death without being dead. You don't exist in that time. The video that he just released, the guy actually was the guy he was talking to during that episode was delving into the exact same issues. He was saying that he struggles with sleep because he has a fear of death, which I don't really have a fear of death, so that's kind of weird. I just have a fear of not having control of my mind. Yeah. But yeah, he said it's like I'm not in control. He said, you're not in control. Like it was weird. I was like, wow, this guy's me. But it's like it's funny because these people open up so fucking much, whereas otherwise they might not, because they have these avatars. They have a place they can go that they can talk to. I thought, I need some fucking VR chat. So MattyAP's getting a VR headset. I'm actually not really because it's still too expensive. But one day, and I just thought, man, I don't know. I really thought about it and thought, I haven't seen really, the benefits of VR yet. Like, I feel like I know there's like medical benefits, and I'm sure it's helping in a lot of ways. But that was like a fully like in your face, like, wow, like this changes the game. You can look at something like VR as saying that you can go on a troll and just be kind of a piece of shit. Or, I mean, hey, have your fun, do your thing. But other side of the coin, man, holy shit. Like, you don't know what life you're going to change over a course of one simple conversation. In VR chat as Kermit the Frog. Like, you know what I mean?
That can really help people that have like social anxiety of talking to people, to help gain confidence talking to people through VR
like
chat.
I talk, I guess, a lot about technology causing a lot of problems and fractures in society and just in socializing in general. But man, in some ways it's definitely brought a lot of people together that otherwise possibly wouldn't have been able to find a way through like anxiety or depression. I feel like, it's really a bit of give and take. I feel like the internet and technology has caused a lot of people to have anxiety and depression, social media and whatnot. But at the same time, man, I think on the other side of the coin, it's helped a lot of people. It's a slippery slope. Hopefully it can get to a point where it won't, where it's more the latter than people being depressed over it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think VR's got a lot of great things heading its way. I just wish they'd bring the fucking price down so I can get on it. But I think it's got a long way to go, and I think it's the next step, man. For a while there, I thought it was going to go the way of 3D. You know how 3D was a thing for a while? I thought, nah, it's going to, like, at first I thought, yeah, VR's going to be great. Then it kind of came and went. I thought, nah, it's a little bit gimmicky. And yeah, now I'm kind of like all in. I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's see some more shit. I'm actually surprised there's not more shit. Like, I'm surprised it's not like a big MMO, really. Like, I'm sure there's something, but I'm surprised it hasn't been.
It's weird that like these AAA.
But at the same time, I kind of know
developers haven't really delved into it.
Well, I kind of know why. I kind of thought about just as I said that. It's the point we come back to the exact point we made before, that the buy-in price is too fucking much. Like $800. Not many people have that. It's like it goes in circles. People don't want to spend that much money because they're like, well, there's not enough software on it yet. So they don't buy the hardware. Therefore, the software developers don't want to design software because they're like, well, there's not enough demand. So they don't design software. So it's this weird. That's why it makes no sense. I can't believe they fucking went about it this way. There needs to be a VR manufacturer that is all of a sudden, hopefully even Valve maybe brings theirs out, and it's just a really good price point, and they know that they're going to get their sales in software. They make some good deals. I mean, it's Valve. Hopefully they make some good fucking deals, get a whole heap of exclusives that only they'll have on their headset. But their software might not be overly cheap, but the headset is affordable that a good majority of people can buy in, because then all the fucking software developers are going to start bringing out games. I mean, I thought about when I said it, I'm like, why is there no MMO? Because there's not enough people to play it. You're going to come across a player every like fucking 2 years. So thanks for all the follows, by the way. I see a couple of follows coming in. I really appreciate it. Absolute legends.
I feel like Elon Musk would be the kind of person that would create a VR.
Except that fucking asshole's just making tunnels and flamethrowers and launching Teslas into space. What a jerk. No, I love Elon Musk, man. Yeah, 100%. He would be the guy to I'm surprised he hasn't delved in, but I guess he's got a lot of other things he's got going on. But man, there's VR will guaranteed have the day where we can our bodies can move as if they move normally on our capacitive touchscreen bases platforms
with our socks on,
with our special lubed up feet that we bought from Woolworths. I look forward to it, man. And it's all going to be on Stadia, so there'll be no hackers, and there'll be like thousands of people in it. Like, it'll be like, I hope. Look, they probably won't do it because it'll be an ethical kind of like it'll be promoting that addictive culture. But man, I'd love a game where essentially you have to live in it a little bit, like a shooter where like I said, like a long haul battle royale that lasts for like 3 days.
Can you imagine something like a GTA role play in VR?
Oh my god, it would be incredible. I mean, that's going to happen. Like that VR, not VR, role play in Grand Theft Auto. That's scratching the surface. Like that will one day, that shit, there'll be games made solely for that, where it's a massive world, there's no real purpose. I know there's games really like that, but where you live in this, you're just meant to live in the world. You're meant to have your life, but it's all VR. People will live in that shit. People will there's people out there that have shit fucking lives, and unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
Do you think it'll ever get to the point where people just stop living in real life and move into a virtual world?
Oh, fuck yeah. I guarantee you, with 100%, I think, I mean, who knows where it's going to go? I wonder if eventually it's just going to be like electrostatic waves sent to your brain that show you things that tricks your brain to seeing things. You know what I mean?
When the world's fucked enough and we can't live on this planet anymore, we'll be floating in space, not having a body, just in virtual reality, and we'll build our own planet in a virtual world.
I wonder if shit, like if they'll ever get to the point where they can upload the human consciousness. I actually wonder about that.
I'm pretty sure they're
they'd be I would say probably been talking about for hundreds of years. I'm sure even like isn't mummification and shit something like that, preserving and keeping their I don't know. I'm sure that's been like a thing.
Have you heard the conspiracy about Walt Disney being frozen?
Oh yeah, I mentioned that actually the other day on the stream. I think it might have been Red and he laughed. Yeah.
And Disney made the movie Frozen to hide it. Have you heard that one? Because before, if you search Disney Frozen, it would just come up with articles about Walt Disney.
Oh my god!
Now if you search it just comes up with the movie.
Holy shit! I like that. Yeah, because it wouldn't be as easy to search the... Ooh. I like that conspiracy. That's a good one. That's a fucking... Yeah. Because there is that conspiracy that he's frozen somewhere that they froze him. I mean, surely that wasn't a thing. And surely even if they did, the technology back then... What if the power goes out? Yeah. I'm nervous when the power goes out that my fridge is going to all the meat's going to go off. Imagine the power going... I'm sure they got backup, but imagine the power goes out and then the backup Jennies fucking fail. They're like, no, Walt's going to expire. I don't know. It's not like that. I don't know. I don't really believe it, but it's a fun thing to think that Walt Disney is frozen somewhere on this earth, ready to be brought back to life one day. Oh man, you know what? I would say there's probably a few people frozen. I reckon there's probably there has to be. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going in deep. There has to be a few very I'm talking billionaires that have been, because people are terrified of dying. Fair fucking call. Death a little bit scary. But there has to be a few billionaires that go, surely my money can save me a little bit. I'm about to die. I'm going to freeze myself. Fuck it. I'm going to freeze myself. I have the money. I'm going to buy a giant fucking cryogenic freezer. I'm going to have someone that takes care of me. They're not going to have to ever need any money because they can essentially inherit all my money as long as they take care of me. There's got to be somewhere in a bunker somewhere underground. Some motherfucker has frozen himself.
They could be living in space storing these bodies. Oh.
Dude, I can't wait till the first motherfucker comes back and surprises us all. He's like, hey, what up, motherfuckers? And we're like, hey, I thought you were dead. He's like, nah. As he wicks away the excess water from being unfrozen. He's like, no, motherfucker, I'm just frozen.
Theoretically, if they eventually make it, that they can upload your consciousness into a virtual thing.
Well, that's the thing.
Then these people that are frozen will be uploaded and then
and then with the AI tech, the robots that they're making these days. I mean, that's the thing. All these fucking robots, dude. That Elon Musk warned us about it. He's like,
he's thinks AI is dangerous.
Oh yeah, I do too. I mean, that's the thing. You give these robots, this AI, the ability to just keep learning. It's able to just keep learning.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the limit that our brains do, where we learn more things fall out. So they're just going to keep learning. And I'm sure they're eventually going to figure out what the internet is, if they haven't already. And they're going to figure out that they can very easily start delving into the internet. And then they're just pretty much Siri essentially knows everything because the internet.
Was it Facebook that had the two robots talking to each other and then they start...
Oh.
Oh
no, your mic cut out a bit, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah. There was something like that. I heard about that. Surely that was... Did that really happen?
I don't know. I heard about it, but yeah, apparently they were talking to each other language.
Oh, well, your mic is cut out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but no, there was that. I do remember hearing that. And somehow I forgot very easily, which makes me kind of wonder what the fuck is going on. There's some sort of... Ooh, I feel like they sent some sort of 5G wave through the air to make us forget about that moment. Yeah, man, I don't know. There's a lot to be nervous about. That's why I say you just got to kind of have a bit of speculate. You got to question everything. You can't just let it take over because I think, AI does scare me. Like I said, you ask Siri something, and sure, it's harmless at the moment, and it'll be able to tell you the answer. Maybe a lot of times it's fucking wrong, but it'll be able to delve into the internet, and it just will be able to check it. It digs up from a database in a couple of seconds the answer. And I'm thinking, well, what's stopping a robot, a robot humanoid, from them being able to have the same capabilities to delve into the internet at any point and know everything, and then have the ability to hack into anything? And at that point, we've lost everything. We've lost it all. Yeah. Start building themselves. He runs away into the deep Amazon. He builds his own fucking laboratory underground. And this fucking robot's just building more of himself. We're dead. And then next minute, all of a sudden, big army of tens of thousands of robots disappear. And we're like, where'd they come from? Well, we had no idea. It's that's I just don't doubt that shit will happen. I do believe that's a thing. But hey, just give me a chance to try the sex robots first. Come on, don't just come on. Anyway, we've gone for a hefty amount of time once again, my dude. Another long. I think we've gone for about 3 hours.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, shit, man. Hopefully we did go too weird for you. Hopefully it wasn't too odd.
Weirder the better.
I've actually stopped asking people to even ask questions because I figure these go so fucking long that by the time I ask the questions, I'm kind of like blasting through them because I'm like, the guest probably wants to get the fuck out of here. But what I want you to do is plug yourself. Where can everyone find you? Where should people watch you right now?
All right. Well, I stream currently. I have 3 set days a week, but I do a few optional days in the week at Twitch TV / Amodillo. And I also have Twitter, but that's at Amodillo TV because I couldn't get Amodillo because someone who has like 4 followers.
Oh, it's always the case.
Always, and he's never tweeted. Never tweeted. And he's like,
hurts my soul. Yeah, and he'll be the next one to hustle you like Red. Ask for $1,000 for the. I mean, hey, I kind of think about it if someone came to me asking for an account. You know what? It's one of those things. If you were smart when the internet first was dawning and places like Twitter, like social media and whatnot was coming out, you would have been smart to just fucking get really obvious usernames. Like if you could go back in time, it's like fuck the lotto. Just go on Facebook. No, not Facebook. Go on. Just fucking even Twitch, dude, and Twitter, and just take every obvious username. Think of every celebrity. Take their username. Take all the celebrities, so they have to pay you because you own all the usernames. I'm sure someone did that. I'm sure some motherfucker did that.
But, someone's done it.
Yeah, 100%. But it's like so lucrative, and you know what? They'll probably a time traveler. There, I said it. Because no one would have had the hindsight back then, surely, to do that. But anyway, Amo, thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast, man.
No worries.
You're one of the first people I hit up, and you left me high and dry. He was like, no, Matt, I don't want to be a part. No, I'm just kidding. You went on your cruise.
Had to keep you hanging.
Had to keep me hanging. And bro, I'm glad we got it done. I'm glad you got back to me and wanted to be on it. It's been an absolute pleasure, dude. And hopefully I'll have you on again sometimes down the track. We can talk about...
Definitely be keen for that.
You know, and hopefully VR, even in a short amount of time, has progressed a lot and we can...
We'll do the podcast in VR.
Oh my God.
In RP chat. Whatever.
If I get a VR headset, dude, that's going to happen. We're going to do a VR... We'll do a VR chat podcast. Oh my God, that would be hilarious. I'd fucking go in on that, dude. Just for the memes. VR chat podcast. This is a special edition podcast. All right, you guys heard it here first. Amazing. That will be the if I hopefully have a VR headset eventually. We'll make it happen. But if not, we'll have another chat before then, I'm sure. But Amo, thank you so much, man. It's been an absolute fucking pleasure. And I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, no worries, dude. All right, take care. And hopefully I'll catch you on stream soon enough.
Yep, I'll see you later.
Hey, all right. Catch you, Amo. Have a good one, dude.
Bye.
Bye.